Hello, 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 and welcome to Downsized.
Downsized Live.
Yep. My name is Christopher Durham.
I'm Laraine Durham, and this is the
Why are you
Downsized.
talking like that?
I don't know, because I don't know.
It's weird. Don't do that.
All right. Welcome to the Downsized. This is the channel where we talk about GLP-1 medications and weight loss related to those medications and all kinds of stuff. So we're live. So ask us your questions. We're not doctors. We don't pretend to be doctors. We will probably tell you to ask your doctor, but we can relate to you some of our personal experiences and experiences we've heard from people that we've interviewed, doctors that we've interviewed, and et cetera.
A whole lot of research.
Et cetera.
If I have access to it in my mind, I can reference it.
Yeah.
I'm a little slow today.
Anthony,
There's a cold that's reappeared. So
Christopher has gotten another cold, so he's a little he's working at half speed, I guess, or he's a little slow. So he's put his microphone on a stand so you don't have to listen to his congestion. So if you can't hear him very well, let us know. But I think it's probably fine. So yeah, it's Wednesday, February 18th, 2026. And how are you? What's happening? How's your journey going? How's your weight loss going? How is your road to health going? These medications are treatments for the disease of obesity. They are not weight loss medications per se, but as we take these medicines and treat our disease of obesity, side effects are weight loss, lower inflammation, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So, Jojo, our cat, is in the room, so she might come over and grace us with her presence later. All right, who's here? Who's here? Gwen's here. Good evening, all. Good evening, Gwen.
Let me change that style so you can read it a little better. There we go.
Good evening, all. Hey, Gwen.
Let's see here. You are the best at it. Jess.
Hey, Jess. Evening.
Mel was a small adventure. Evening.
Hey.
Linda Bookmiller. A bunch of members here today. Thanks for being members,
Linda
everyone.
Bookmiller is present. She watched my YouTube short on the weighted vest, and she said, well, maybe she'll give it a try because her doctor had been recommending it. I did a workout on Tuesday at the gym, and one of my fellow class attendees was working out in a weighted vest. So after class, and she was working hard too, and I've worked out with this lady before, especially in step class, and I went up to her and I said, tell me about your weighted vest. And she was telling me about it and had little pockets where you put extra weights in, and I said, now, why do you like it? And what, all about it. And so I did a YouTube short about it. And, and I told her, I said, I've been weighted vest, but, I don't know.
For no logical reason. You were just
no logical reason.
Offended by it.
I was just personally offended because I said, well, I've just, I've been heavy all my life. Why do I want to strap weight on my body to work out? But it does. She said that her doctor recommended it to help with her.
And everybody out there told you the same thing.
I know. Well, people can change their minds. People can learn things. People can, decide.
This would be the first time in 22 years.
Spoken like a man who has never changed his mind a day in his life. Anyway, but we learn things on this journey. We learn things. Now, am I going to go out and buy a weighted vest? Probably not. But
but if she does, I will get pictures, I assure you.
I am starting to have a better understanding of why people might like to use those. And so I will not give them dirty looks when I see them. Or as Sandy Shore says, I won't think they're crazy when I see them wearing them in the gym. Anyway, what else is happening? Anthony's here. Hey, Anthony. Hello, everyone, he says. Franklin Michelle is here. Hi, all from Florida. Happy Wednesday. Michelle's one of our moderators. Thanks for also being a member of Club Downsized. Barb's also here. Barb's also a moderator and member of Club Downsized. She says, evening all. Evening, Barb.
Barb, I was trying to schedule another one of Barb's videos, the Barb sessions this week, and I'm just not up for it today. So I'll get with you, Barb, and we'll figure that out. Let's see here. Frankly, Michelle,
hit that like button. Thank you very much. Yeah, you're on the, I can't see the likes because you're on the other screen. Barbariba1, good evening, everyone from sunny west coast of Florida. Hope everyone is having a great week. We've got about 36 likes. So hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. We've got over 41,000 subscribers now. And we're on the road to, what, 100,000?
Sure.
Why not?
300,000, 700,000.
1 million!
Can't tell we've been married a long time, can you?
Jazzy VR1 says, good evening. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Jazzy. Oh, Ida says, missed yesterday's live, so got here early to be sure I didn't miss today's. Cheers, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Shot day. What day is your shot day? Ida's on Wednesday. Ours is on Friday. I went to the grocery store today. I was buying a lot of bread.
You did come home with a lot of bread.
I think my shot's worn off because I'm buying a lot of bread. Now, not that bread is bad. I went to Aldi and I bought some sourdough bread. I bought some flat
it's just
bread.
More than we'll actually eat.
No, it isn't. I bought some naan. A lot of times we like to make chicken with an Indian simmer sauce, and we have
tikka masala.
Have a side of naan with it. So I don't know. We eat all kinds of things. We don't eliminate anything. Mitsu Grace 90 says, hi, all getting ready for snowstorm in Northern California. I saw that. Is that where that avalanche was with the people that they said there was another storm, I think, getting ready to
Colorado.
come through. No, it was like not Palm Springs, but like I think it was California anyway.
Okay.
Get ready. Colorado. No, I was just watching it on the nightly news before I came up here to get on the call on our live. Bueller, Jojo. Kirsten wants to see you. Do you want to come over here?
She's sitting over in the corner.
I'll go grab her.
Let's see here. Mel's still chilly here in Sweden, but are getting longer daylight.
Come here, Kitty.
Well, that's exciting.
Oh, she says no. Kitty.
Jojo says no. Jojo's faster than Laraine. Turns out the forelegs. Baby, you're not going to be able to get her out from under the desk there.
Jojo, do you want to come out?
Barb says, Barbary, where on the West Coast on Florida are you?
Jojo
Anthony
says maybe
was
later.
There a countdown? Yes, there was, Anthony. Grant's faithful GLP-1 adventure. Good evening, all. Shorty says, happy Wednesday. Donna Johnson says, hello, friends from Omaha,
hey, Donna
Nebraska.
from Omaha. Yeah, you guys just appeared on my screen like magicians.
Yeah.
Ta-da!
There was a countdown.
We can hear Christopher. I wonder, Mel's Small Adventures says,
She's in Sweden, by the way.
Oh, really? I wonder.
That's what she said.
All right. Well, I was trying to wrangle Jo. You see, she went back to her same spot. She went under the desk, so I couldn't get her, and then she came out. And now she's sitting in the same spot. With. I wonder, is it common to have more joint pain day before a weekly shot? The shot has reduced my joint pain a lot, but day 6 I can feel it again. Well, the shot wears off over the course of the week, right? So your shot's just about worn off. Maybe that inflammation is starting to come back. Yeah. So maybe as you go up in dose, maybe you'll notice that, you don't get that pain coming back on day 6. Just a thought. Victoria Lavelle. Hi, happy to be here. Well, hello, Victoria. It's nice to have you. New chapter Nana's here. CD, your body is telling you to slow down a little. Take care of yourself.
Oh, I'm not going that fast. Probably telling me I don't need to be on as many airplanes.
We got a super chat from Maggie May. Super chat. Maggie May gave us a super chat of $1.99. Thank you very much, Maggie May. Do you have any questions? Do you have anything you want to tell us about? Well, thank you very much. What else, Christopher?
Juanita Jones says.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Juanita Jones.
Diane Odgers.
Diane.
A dog sitting there? Yeah.
It is a dog. Hey, folks. Hello, Diane.
Becky Clark.
Becky Clark's here. Good evening, Becky Clark.
Solsky Allen. So if you got questions, you yell out the questions. Make sure you start them with QQQ. And then, of course, if you want to celebrate something.
Lake Tahoe avalanche. Yeah, I thought it was something like that.
What state is Lake Tahoe in?
California.
Don't ask questions I know the answer to.
California. I think I did that. Ann Quitman has a question. Do you see that one, Christopher?
Hold on just a second. Yeah, when you do that, I have to flip past everybody. That's why I don't.
Oh.
She's way down.
Ann Quitman says, question for both. If food noise comes back between titrations and you have extra medication, would 5 milligrams and 2.5 separate doses of Zepbound be the same as a 7.5 dose?
Yeah, so you could split one dose into 2 doses throughout the week, and it's still the same equivalent dose. We're not doctors.
Comes back between between shots, and you want to split your 1 shot into 2 shots in the week? Is that what she's asking?
That is what she said.
Why would you need to have extra medication to do that?
Hard to say.
We have talked to people.
Maybe she's on the edge of moving up, and
yeah, we have talked to people that have split their. You have to be on compounded to do this, but have split their weekly dose into 2 doses. So if you're on 7.5, you could do a 5 milligram dose and then a 2.5 milligram dose. If you're on 10, you could do 5 and 5. I've never done that.
You could try that. The challenge of going up and down with your shots like that is
you're not.
It's hard to say how that levels out. So there are calculators on the web that can show you your dose concentration in your body. I don't have maybe there's a link on our site, but I don't think there is. So that it doesn't, if you do 5 and then 2.5 3 days later or whatever, at some point you're not ever getting to the peak of the 7.5.
Yeah.
So you just have to I would talk to your doctor though and make sure.
Yeah. On the Me Again app, you can enter your shots and it'll show the level of medication in your body. If you want to try the Me Again app free for 2 weeks, you can use my code Downsized and get it free for 2 weeks. It's $9.99 a month or $99 a year. But the Me Again app does a lot of cool stuff like that. Linda Bookmiller says, went to Wally World today and I swear they had the AC on. My teeth were chattering. I had to hurry to leave. Crazy. Well, I went to Aldi today and it was kind of warm-ish here. It's like 60 degrees here today, but cloudy. And I said, you know what? I'm going to take my winter coat because it is always freezing in that Aldi. So sometimes we just freeze everywhere we go now just because we're cold all the time anyway. JBBM21. Hello, my name is Julie. 3 months in, lost 15 pounds, taking Zepbound and getting ready to go on a 3-week cruise. Strangers to cruises, but first with GLP-1.
So I don't know what line you're on, but we take our shots on every
with
cruise.
Us. Mm-hmm.
You can always ask your room attendant, and all the ones we've been on, they would bring you a
Sharps
container for free. It didn't cost you anything.
Don't wait till the last night of the cruise to ask for one. MSC said, "Oh, we can't do that now. We have to go through anyway." Ask for that maybe at the beginning, but you'll be fine, and you'll find you're going to eat a lot less and you're going to have a lot less room, and it's going to help give you some guardrails so you don't eat everything in sight, and you won't want to eat everything in sight, which is kind of freeing actually, to be able to be around all that food and not feel like you have to eat all that food. You know what I mean?
A 3-week cruise, that's a long cruise.
That's a long cruise. Yeah. Do you do laundry in the middle of that, or are you going to just pack for 3 weeks worth of outfits? I think I'd have to do laundry in the middle.
Where are you going? We're going to do a transatlantic in a month or so, but it's not 3 weeks.
Kirsten's memories. I gained 7 pounds on the cruise. Oh, you were gone a long time, right, Kirsten? The Panama Canal cruise. You're gone maybe a week or 2. Well, why do you think that was, Kirsten? Well, when we went on our 2-week cruise, I gained 2-3 pounds.
More like that.
I don't know, you get back on your eating plan. You probably weren't drinking enough water. If you had any alcohol, that always like throws my body off a kilter. But you just take your shot and get back to your normal routine, and hopefully, you can get that down in a week or two maybe, and that's okay. This is our life, right? We don't want to not do the things we want to do. We want to be able to go on a cruise and come back and get back into our routine, or and maybe you can find some things that maybe you would do differently for your next cruise, because I think you have another one coming up shortly.
She's
right?
A professional cruise travel
I
agent,
know.
so.
I want to be a professional travel agent.
You could.
No, I don't, because then people would ask
call
me.
You and need help. You're not helpful.
I mean, I like to go on cruises, and I like to tell you where I like to go, but I don't know how helpful I would be to other people.
That's the second conversation around cruises, so why don't you tell them about our cruise?
Downsized cruise. You can come on a cruise with us and go on the Downsized cruise. It's June 4th through 8th, 2026 on Royal Caribbean's Freedom of the Seas out of Miami. I was just today working on kind of a skeleton itinerary. So, we're putting lots of good things on there. Kelly, our travel agent, is trying to get us like a separate excursion that'll be just maybe our group. And maybe a snorkeling type excursion when we're in Nassau. I think we have like 65 people signed up for the cruise, or 65 people's on the official sheet.
80.
She's working on it. She has to input the things. So yeah, and it's coming up on the time where I think everything needs to be paid for end of March. And so, still spots available. It's going to be a ton of fun. We're going to do live shows and meet and greets, and we're going to eat dinner together. We'll have a, space just for us set aside in the dining room every night. So, come join us. Go to thedownsized.org, click on the cruise tab, and you can find the number for our travel agents, Kelly and Roberta. Joanne says, hi from Meridian, Idaho. I have never been to Idaho.
Goody Doris says hello. Thanks for being a member of Goody. And there's Anna Hoover. Hey, Miss Anna Hoover.
Anna.
Amy Jo says, howdy campers.
Hey, Amy Joy.
Mark Blackmore. Hello, CD and LD from Mark and Teresa in Branson, Missouri. That's a long way. Looking forward to the cruise in June. Absolutely, man.
Yay.
Excited to meet everyone.
If you've signed up for the cruise, we have a Facebook group called Downsized Cruisers. If you've signed up for the cruise and you haven't been added to that group and you want to be added, send me an email to Laraine at thedownsized.org, Laraine at thedownsized.org, and I'll add you to the group. I will check to make sure you're on the list though first. Margaret Mitchum, 60 pounds down, 5 milligrams Zepbound. Fantastic. Here's somebody who didn't have to go above 5 and has lost 60 pounds. That's awesome.
Anthony says, you guys don't use them, but I noticed Orderly lowered their summer price from $199 all doses to $149, making it cheaper than Mochi's 99 plus 79 equals $178, but no TERS price drop.
Oh, weird.
Why do you think this is? We're not in their heads. I can tell you I have ordered from Orderly. When all the crap happened last year, I got a 5-month something they were selling to Orderly. It was fine. It worked. There was no doctor involved in it. I could have been anybody, and they just kind of sold it to me,
which was my problem.
Which was a little weird.
Yeah, you just. I think, did you send them a picture of yourself?
I did send them a picture.
It just, I don't know. I don't know if they're still like that. But if you're not talking to a doctor to get your medication, I would just question that. These are prescription medications. I think you need to consult with a doctor. They need to know your background and your story before you are prescribed.
They asked me some questions, but it was all in text. It wasn't. I don't know who was on the other end of that. Anyway, it was, but the medication was fine.
I wonder why they dropped Semaglutide, but not Tirzepatide.
I mean, you have to believe you're going to see some price cuts coming. I think
all of the compounding will drop in price in the next year.
I think the oral Wegovy price is going to give that shot a hit. I mean, there's a lot of people who.
Well, it's only $149 till May, and then it goes to $199, and then the higher doses are more. So.
Right, but it's a pill, and I don't like shots anyway, and I can get it from my drugstore. And
there's pros and cons of both.
I think there's a lot of people that would maybe they don't even know what compounding is, and they just never go to the compounding market. Right. They just take the pill the route. So I think it could affect the market that way. Mm-hmm. So these guys are saying, let's lower the price.
Greetings from rainy San Francisco Bay Area. Hey, Eugene. Look at that kitty. Is that a real kitty?
Yeah, it's a real kitty.
Vera says, hello, everyone. Hello, Vera.
Welcome home. USA says, took my first shot on Thursday. I felt like I was back to my bingy, insatiable self by Tuesday. Feeling discouraged. I was weighing daily until it went up by 0.7 overnight. Well, so it's first shot. It's not magic. It's
fine. Right. Right.
That first dose is a starter dose, and it's really designed to get your body used to these medications. And really, it takes 4 shots, so 28 days
at least,
to at bare minimum get you accustomed to that dose. No matter what Facebook, Reddit, the internet says, not everyone loses on the first dose.
Right.
They just don't. Some people do, some people don't. There is absolutely nothing you can do to force you. I mean, well, I shouldn't say that there is, but nothing healthy. If your body's going to respond to it, it's going to respond to it. If it's not, some people have to go up in doses. So take the shots, eat your protein, stay in a calorie deficit, drink your water, do the basic things. And this is a marathon, not a sprint. You'll be okay.
Right. I mean, the average weight loss on these medications over the course of years is 0.5 pounds per week up to 2 pounds per week. So, and the first couple weeks, who knows? It's just your body acclimating to the medication. So,
and the reason they start at that low dose is because if they didn't, you would have such bad side effects you would not stay on it. So it's getting your body accustomed to it.
Yeah.
But let's just go ahead and give you some confetti.
Good for you for starting. Yeah.
So just by starting, you have taken initiative, right? You have taken the first step.
You're on your way
to recapture your health and get to the goals that you want to get to. So congratulations on that. Absolutely. Let me get here.
Yeah, don't be discouraged. Don't be discouraged at all. It's going to take some time. You got to give yourself some time. Gwen says, us Android users are being discriminated against. Me again.
Sorry.
I'm sorry, Gwen.
There's other apps out there that are on Android.
Me again is basically 2 guys in a co-working space in New York City trying to make this thing work. So I think they're trying to, make it the best they can, and before they branch out to other platforms.
I think
no discrimination. And I've told them this several times, and they're like, "Yeah, we're sorry, we just don't have the manpower to do a second platform."
Yeah, I think Shotzi is on Android too.
I think it is. Becky Clark says, "I know we all have discussed the time of day for shot day. Still trying to decide what works best for you. I don't like taking the shot before bed. Some do." We take our shots after lunch on Friday. Yep. And sometimes we forget and we don't take it till like dinner time on Friday. This past week, we took it early in the morning on Friday because we were flying out later. So do you really notice a difference?
No, but I think we're so far into this.
I mean, we've been on over 2 years.
I would have definitely noticed a difference the first 6 months.
You think?
Yeah, for sure.
We didn't always take our shots on the same day and the same time when we started. And I'm not really sure why that is. Sometimes I was doing something different. I was moving my shot day up a day or back a day because this or that or whatever. And I've kind of just stopped doing that. It's easier if we just do it on the same day. Shell, thank you for your $10 super chat. CD, I hear you talking about 2.5 to new people, and I remember when I was listening as a newbie, you got me through the early days. Well, thank you. Now, Michelle's lost over 100 pounds. She can give us her total. So, it is definitely a marathon and not a sprint. Thank you, Michelle.
Let's see here. Anthony says, part 2 of his question, do you think Mochi and other telehealths will start racing to the bottom in price?
Probably.
Are they always aware of how competitive each other's price? Oh, they all know. They're all paying attention to each other. And honestly, I'm pretty sure, because I talked to the CEO of one of the big ones not long ago. They all kind of know each other. Like they know
who they
all
are.
run in similar circles and go to conferences, and they know each other, and they're paying attention. I mean, it's not that dissimilar to your local grocery store knows how much the bananas are across the street, right? They're all price competing. They probably go to GLP Winner and look at the prices on it because Sabina's already doing that work for them.
Yeah, I mean,
do I think it's a race to the bottom? I don't think it's a race to the bottom, but I think we may see some price decreases in the next few months.
Yeah, what does Moshi say? They've got over 100,000 members, 100,000 subscribers. It's quite a lot. So, but yeah, they have dropped their prices over the course of the 2 years that we've been buying from them. So I would imagine as prices drop with brand names, you'll see prices drop with compounds as well.
I mean, I think there's some more shoes to drop in Novo Nordisk's pricing strategy. I think you may even see a price reduction from Novo on the shots. And then I think when orforglipron launches Lilly's oral, it'll be interesting to see what initially they had said it would be $199 for the starting dose, but with oral Wegovy starting at $149, and yeah, they say it'll go up, but I don't think it'll actually go up. I think Lilly is going to have to either be on par or even a little bit cheaper than oral Wegovy because their weight loss doesn't demonstrate as high as in the thing. So if that price
Novo
comes
and
in cheaper
will be
too,
battling in price.
They'll push down compounded as well.
And Novo is, crying because, Eli Lilly has taken over their number one spot. So they're trying to figure out how to sell more Ozempic and Wegovy. And Quintman says, I'm asking if you have to wait 2 to 3 weeks before your new 7.5 dose comes in, just asking your opinion, if 2.5 plus 5 vials take. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so you're waiting for your next vial to come in and you have a little bit left over and you take about 2 shots to make one. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
just
absolutely.
Make sure you do the math correctly.
Make sure your units are jiving, right? Yeah, Christopher does that before. Like we run out of, I have a little bit left in one vial. It's not enough for a full shot. And then we start another vial. So he'll pull what's left out of that and then calculate how much he needs to take out of the new vial to make the full dose and take 2 shots. I don't like taking 2 shots.
2 separate locations, 2 different wipes, 2 different needles.
Right.
Hold on,
2 different process. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not throwing any medicine away for sure.
Kirsten, who gained weight on her cruise, says, I gained weight because I ate more than I should have, probably did not drink enough water and did not exercise. My next cruise is in 11 days and then 30 days after that. Yeah, I always go in saying, yeah, I'm going to drink. I'm bringing my cup. I'm going to drink the water. And then
And she's always drinking water.
I'm always drinking water. Yeah, it's, you just kind of have to, in the morning, fill it up, you just have to kind of keep at it, keep it a focus. The exercise, I really don't go into the gym on a cruise ship. I'd like to do other things instead, like take a fun dance class, or sometimes they have water aerobics, or they have, line dancing on the deck. Like find something maybe fun that you like to do. And you know this. I'm not telling you anything you don't know, right? And Quintman says, I'm looking forward to meeting you both on the cruise. You are fabulous. Well, thank you, Anne Quintman. We look forward to meeting you as well.
Hello from Nampa, Idaho. There's several Idaho.
Idaho.
Are you Idahoites? Idahoians?
Idahoians?
I don't know what someone from Idaho is called.
Hey, Idaho.
Idahoanian? I don't know what someone. Tell me, I have no idea. Catherine in Arizona says, I'm currently on 10 milligrams Zepbound, but have some 7.5 milligrams left over. Mm-hmm. I'm going on a trip to India, and I don't really like Indian food. It's
going to be a problem.
Opinion on taking the 7.5 there to help with travel side effects? I always take my shot. So if I were going to India or the moon, I would take my shot. It doesn't really matter. I'm not sure what you mean by travel side effects.
My nose constantly runs these days. Travel side effects. Or maybe you want to take a lower dose so you don't have side effects. I'm not sure what travel side effects means, but I mean, you could step down in dose and take the 7.5 with you. Like Christopher says, he would just take the 10 with him and just take it as needed. Now,
try Indian food. Indian food in India is fabulous.
I have been to India. I have tried Indian food in India, and it burned my mouth like nothing I had ever previously had. But you can
ask her how old she was when she was in India.
Yeah, I mean, it was 2000, so it was 25 years ago. But what I was going to say is that, there's a lot of different kinds of Indian food that aren't spicy. They do a lot of vegetarian dishes because so many people in India are vegetarians. I wouldn't worry that you.
And some of the most fabulous chicken in the world is tandoor chicken, and they have these big conical ovens. And they put the chicken on these giant metal like sword skewers, and they go into these ovens, and it's basically just grilled chicken. It's delicious. Try it. Every culture has a grilled chicken.
I mean, you could take your 7.5 with you. You could take the 10 with you. We'd probably say just if you're on 10, stay on 10. Why would you step down? But that's just our opinion.
I would just take mine for sure.
But maybe you paid a lot of money for it and you have the 7.5 and you want to use it. I mean, I get that. I get that too. 1804, Yeedy. Found you on YouTube and I'm grateful for the information you provide. Started on Semaglutide this past Sunday. Very happy how things are progressing thus far. Well, welcome and congratulations on getting started. That's so exciting. Isn't it? I mean, everybody out there, all of our viewers who have been on this journey for a year, 2 years, some going on 3 years. Can you remember that first shot and that excitement? And you're just a little scared to inject yourself with the medication. You're thinking, well, what if it works? What if it doesn't work? What am I going to do? And it's just very exciting. So welcome to the Downsized. We hope you'll subscribe.
Down on the Dale, who's a member of Club Downsized. Thank you.
Shelly, I take my shot Sunday evenings. I like sleeping after it. Haven't changed the day or time since I started. Well, there you go. I think I was playing around with what, day to see what works best for us. I really feel like when we take our shot on Friday, like Saturday night, I'm not eating much. Sunday, I'm not eating much. Come around to Monday and I'm better with eating, but you just kind of have to figure out what works better for you in your week. Frankly, Michelle, 134 pounds down and 50. Congratulations, Michelle. That's awesome.
So somebody asked in the weekly weigh-in, could you do a poll of all the people who have lost and see how many people have lost
over 30% of their body weight? We're like, there's a lot. There's a lot of people. Well, and people get discouraged because they see those clinical trial results of, 20%, 18 to 20% of your body weight loss. And I think, oh, well, I got so much more to go than that. So we have talked to lots of people, almost 100 people in the Downsized Dish series, and lots of them have lost 51%, 40%, which is amazing, right? Hello to the Downsized. Positive T. Hello.
Positive T. I like
Positivity.
that.
Positive.
It's got a little goatee going on there.
Hello to the Downsized.
Moni's Bring says, 1 year ago I had self-doubt and you encouraged me. Well, that's wonderful. I thought I was going to be the one who GLP-1s wouldn't work for. You said, just take the shot. Happy to be down 58 pounds and feel so good. Thank you very much.
I feel good. Da-na-na-na-na-na. I knew that awesome. I would now. Can't sing very much because then we get dinged.
I mean, it's what I told the gentleman who was asking about, can I lose 40% of my body weight? It's how good do you feel 50 pounds down? And now, I don't know how much you need to lose, or if you need to lose any more, or if you need to lose a lot more, but it doesn't matter. It's 50 pounds down, right? Because I don't know about you, I could not every day carry around 50 pounds.
Couldn't put 50 pounds on a weighted vest and carry it on my back, that's for sure.
Concrete blocks or whatever it is, I couldn't do it. Bags of dog food, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm glad it's working for you, so congratulations.
Congratulations.
One moment. Hold, please.
Yeah, it takes a minute some days.
401 Carl. All right. Are you a 401? A 401k? You look like a finance guy in your suit there. 6 weeks in on compounded Tirzepatide, so far down 16 pounds after 5 weeks, at 2.5 milligrams, and starting 4.5 milligrams last week. Okay.
Maybe it's
sounds like you're
401k RL. No,
401k Arl.
Maybe his name's Arl.
Maybe his initials are ARL.
Maybe we
don't know.
Well,
good for you. I think that's great. You're right there in the average ranges, and yeah, it's working. Just keep going. Still trying to figure out how much to follow. CICO, case in, case out. I don't know what that means. As I've been doing that for 3 years.
Some kind of diet.
Oh, I don't know what CICO.
You're the queen of diets. I don't know what
carbs
CICO.
in, carbs out. I don't know what CICO is, but I had to push myself to hit 1,000 calories this last week versus just listening to hunger cues. Yeah, so 1,000 calories is a good goal, especially when you're first starting, because you really can't eat that much. You eventually will be able to eat more. Now, hunger cues are going to be tamped with this medication, especially at the start. So you're not going to get those hunger cues to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but you're still going to need some nutrition in your body at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Try to get, some protein. Every time you eat, it should be protein and then something else.
And beyond that, so if you watched Monday's news, so we do GLP-1 news every Monday. There's usually 8 to 10 stories in it. One of the stories in the news that we did this week was about a very silly way that a lot of the news is reporting on what some of the side effects of these medications are. Side effects, not real. And they're saying that people are getting a pirate's disease. Well, it turns out that when you don't eat enough, you have the potential to
Are
get
you ready,
scurvy,
kids? Anthony out there.
Right, you have the potential to get scurvy. It's not caused by the medication or anything. But what get the vitamins, the minerals, the stuff that you need so you don't get scurvy or rickets or vitamin D deficiency.
Right.
So I recommend almost no supplements, really none, except a multivitamin. That's it. I take a regular Centrum multivitamin, but you have to get enough in you for your body to fuel yourself and stay healthy. All right, let's see.
CJR Z3D. Hi, not sure you remember me from the other day. I remember your picture. I was whining about my kidney labs. Had a recheck and my doctor said kidney function is back to normal. Okay, good. She told me to have only 60-gram protein daily. Yeah, if you have kidney issues, then your protein requirements are lower. So make sure you're checking with your doctor, looking at that at the protein that you need. There's a lot of varying advice out there as to how much protein you need a day. So first ask your doctor if you have any limitations, like you have a kidney issue. You definitely want to check with your doctor. The current guidance that I've heard most often is 1 gram of protein per kilogram of body weight.
Of ideal body weight.
Right. And it goes, and then it goes anywhere from 1 gram to 1.6 grams. So for somebody like me, that's like 70 to 100 grams. And that's kind of in the range that I fall into most days, not every day, because some days I'm not hitting those numbers. Maybe I'm not eating enough or whatever. But there's varying opinions. There's varying studies. So, you really kind of have to work with your doctor and find out what is going to work best for you. Your age has a part to play in it. How much strength training you do has a part to play in it. Male versus female. You discovered
the reason I say go to your doctor, get a checkup, get your blood work done.
Right.
Yeah, because you're looking for things like that, things with your kidneys,
right.
things with vitamin deficiencies,
right.
things that you can work on. Because there are people out there recommending levels of protein so high that if some people followed them, it would be dangerous.
Well, and
not all people, but some people.
Bodybuilders have a whole nother level of protein requirements. I'm not a bodybuilder. I do some strength training. I'm a post-menopausal 56-year-old.
Well, they don't ever call
mom of 3. I'm not a bodybuilder. What are you looking for?
I knocked my microphone on the floor.
So anyway, yeah.
Well, but I mean, think about it. If you're listening to advice on how much protein to eat from a 6'2", 250
Lane Norton bodybuilder guy,
and you're a 5 foot tall 65-year-old woman, well, maybe you don't need the same thing.
Right. I was also listening to a podcast today that was talking about timing of protein, and this doctor was saying, when you're younger, like 20s, 30s, as long as you get your grams of protein in a day, it doesn't really matter when you eat them. But if you're older, like a 55-year-old woman, you might want to try front loading your protein in the morning, getting 30 to 45 grams of protein at breakfast, whether that be from a protein shake or eggs and steak or whatever. And you'll find it might help you through the day to maybe not be as hungry, not be as snacky. And then, you start off on a good note, and it's easier to hit your protein goal when you start off strong in the morning. Just thought. Quinn, my weight loss has slowed down, but I was looking at my body comp. BMI 38.7 is greater than 33.3.
I think it's down 2.
Down 2?
I think she has gone from 38.7 to 33.3.
Where'd you get 2?
I think that's what she's using.
Oh, I don't think it's greater. It's not using as a, okay. Sorry, I'm just reading along as I go.
Well, 38 is not greater than,
38 is greater than 33.
But she's telling you the progress she's made.
Okay, got it. Body fat 50% goes to 44%. Fat-free body weight 137. Stay the same. Oh, so that's your lean mass, right? You're making progress, right? That's the good thing about looking at different measures other than just that 3-digit weight number, right? Your body fat percent's going down, your BMI is, look at how far you've come, look at the progress that you've made, and that's great. That's fantastic.
I don't know where you are in your titration, but talk to your doctor about your titration as well. Let's see here.
Lisa Brockton, 876, 2 pounds away from Wonderland, 43 pounds down. Hope to hit 50 by my son's wedding next month. Well, sounds like you are doing a great job.
Congratulations on your son's wedding.
Awesome. Michelle says, Lisa, Wonderland was so fantastic to reach. Can't wait to celebrate with you. That's awesome.
Ben's giving you more numbers.
Part 2, body water, 33 from 38. Your body water went, I guess as a percent, as you are a smaller person, maybe.
The body water went up to 38.
Went up to 38. Okay. Skeletal muscle went from 28 to 32. Yeah. All right. So all those are good. All those are good things. All those are good things. I think my body water is a lot more than that. I have to look. DJ Flats. Hi, everyone. Hey, DJ Flats. Anthony said, I had Indian food the day after my very first shot, and my toilet was full of regret. Yeah. Thanks for that info, Anthony. Just kidding. I still have chicken masala and naan. Yeah, sometimes when you eat very spicy food or, that can have a unintended consequence as your digestion works with that. Money's Bring 8200. I appreciate how positive and supportive this community is. Well, of course, I'm glad to. Michelle says, LD, I took my first shot, excited and nervous, and thought I could die in my sleep. Oh my goodness, that would be so scary. Best move I've ever made. Yeah, it was scary, that first shot, right? Linda says, I think my first shot was air. I wasn't very prepared on how to do it. Lessons learned. Well, and I've heard some people say, they do the pen and they, take off the cap. We've learned that, right? And you put it against your skin and you click, click, click. And people are like, did it happen? Did it do it? did I get the shot? I don't know. Like you get so like nervous about it that you don't even really feel it go in. Barb has lost 69% of her body weight. Amazing, Barb. Health at any cost. She's got a Substack you can check out and subscribe to. She's one of our moderators.
And she does a series with me. We'll have another one up in the next week or so. Week to 10 days as soon as I feel well enough to film it with her. Oh, Vera Kells finally broke out of the 190s.
Whoop, whoop. Good job, Vera.
Good job.
I like when you go down that like next set of numbers, right? From like the 200s to the 190s to the 180s to the 170s. I like that, like when you go down like a...
And it's down 36%.
Down 36%.
A little lady too, right? She's not very tall.
No, Linda.
Her and
yeah. Linda's been doing this for a couple years now. M. Badger 9084 says, I believe the reason is the weight loss percentage is greater. It's just that they lower the expectations. No, I mean, it's the clinical trial results. Yeah, it's the averages. So some people lost more, some people lost less.
And if you want to dive in, you can go look at the Zepbound trials, and they break it out by percentage of body weight lost. I think they top out at 35 or 40%. You can go see how many people. But when they're reporting it to Wall Street and to the FDA, they're taking the total averages.
Right. They have to be on the conservative, not on the conservative side, but they have to go with an average.
And honestly, there's FDA regulations around how they can use that in advertising.
We said in the Novo Nordisk was calling Wegovy, you feel lighter, live lighter or something. And the FDA was like, no, you can't make those claims because that's not really proven science. You just can't, you might, I think we all feel that, but you can't advertise
just the laws around marketing.
You have to have
for medications.
Data, trial data.
Yeah, right. It has to have measurable data.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense.
It's not selling a car. You can't say,
I feel better. Right. And, and we do, but they want quantifiable facts. Melwa Small Adventures, I'm down 16%, but more importantly, my blood tests look better than in 15 years. Yay. I got to make a doctor's appointment for my blood test stuff.
I'm going to make another colonoscopy appointment.
I got a colonoscopy coming up in April. Nurse Tara, hello, Christopher, Laraine, and Downsizers. Hey, Tara, how are you? Conversations with Shelly. 24 weeks in and 66 pounds down as a diabetic. Well, that's fantastic.
You're killing it.
That's way higher than average. So congratulations.
Mel says she's type 2 diabetic.
Oh, type 2 diabetic too.
Oh, calories in, calories out is what that abbreviation meant.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, that makes sense, right? I've been reading the book Enough by Dr. Anya Jasterboff and Oprah Winfrey. And the problem with the calories in, calories out is that if you have the disease of obesity, that math doesn't math. That math is not mathing, because what your body does is it takes in those calories, and if your body thinks it's at if it's at a weight below its enough point, or if it's below its set point, you can eat hardly any calories, and your body is just going to store those as fat to get you to drive your weight up to the enough point. So calories in, calories out, it's math, it's science, that should work, right? But the disease of obesity kind of doesn't work that way. So these GLP-1 medications help your body get to a lower enough point, or it artificially lowers your body's set point. So as long as you're taking these medications, you can lose weight down to this point because your body thinks it's not starving to death, or it thinks it's stored enough fat, so it lets some weight go. I always thought, calories in, calories out, that's math, that's science, that makes sense. Well, there's more going on when you have the disease of obesity.
You have really elaborate bodies. Did you tell them about your book club?
I did not. So tomorrow I will also be live at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't know.
The Laraine Show.
Starring Laraine Durham. It's part 2 in my series on the book Enough. So I'll pull some things out that struck me from the book. We'll talk about them. I'll ask you some questions. Last time, the part 1, I made some slides. The words were too small. People had trouble seeing it. I hope to solve that problem on this next one. But, we're just going to kind of do the best we can. And I want it to be more of a discussion where, people are talking about the book. So if you've read the book, please join. If you haven't read the book, please join. It's got some really great information, like that part I just mentioned about the enough point, and you can eat 500 calories and hike 6 miles a day like Oprah was doing and still gain weight. And that don't make no sense, right? You'd think if I was exercising that much and eating that low, I would lose weight, and our bodies hold on to stuff if they think we're going to have if we think we have to stock up for a nuclear winter.
But it's because calories in, calories out oversimplifies the equation. Our bodies are basically ecosystems.
If you don't have the disease of obesity, calories in, calories out can help you lose weight.
It still oversimplifies
people lose weight.
It still oversimplifies it.
Well,
our bodies are entire ecosystems, just like
people need to know. People are trying to find a way for weight loss, people tend to count calories as a way to lose weight, or Weight Watchers points, or things along those lines. I knew you would get that, Anthony. SpongeBob, aye, Captain. Are you ready, kids? Because when Christopher said, "Oh yeah, people are developing scurvy," and I'm like, aye, Captain, or pirate reference, Captain Feathersword, if you ever had little kids who watched The Wiggles. So my son loved to watch The Wiggles out of Australia.
28 years ago.
And there was a song called Captain Feathersword. Anyway, moving on. Misty Finney says, "Hi guys. Hi Misty. Hey doggy. I'm going to go grab that JoJo cat. She's just sleeping over there. Aye, Captain. Who lives in the pineapple under the sea. CJRZ3D says 60 grams of protein is much more doable than 45. Yes, I'm 62. Also a nurse, so was freaking out. Yeah, sure told me months ago. They told you not to push protein and you should have listened. Yeah, if you have some kidney issues, then you should not eat as much protein as someone who does not. Here's JoJo. It's JoJo. It's the JoJo Show. So this is our cat, JoJo. If you're new here, JoJo is our 3rd member of the Downsized. We did do a story about kitty Ozempic, but JoJo doesn't need any kitty Ozempic. JoJo had her fancy feast tonight, so hopefully we have a JoJo cam. So, here we go. Put her on the JoJo cam. All right. You want to go to the next caller?
Sorry,
next caller.
I was adjusting the JoJo cam.
I don't want JoJo's butt to be on the JoJo.
Oh, Nancy Benolkin. How accurate are those smart scales? So we did a video that you can search for that I think that is titled something to do with, "Are you really losing muscle?" DEXA scan, where we took and went and both did a DEXA scan. And we have a Renfo scale, which is a standard.
Just step on it and look
just
the
step
number.
on it, bioimpedance scale through your feet. And we have a 8-point bioimpedance human body pod, and compared and showed you the charts of all 3.
Mm-hmm.
So you could see. Now that's obviously a sample of 1, so I wouldn't apply that to everybody.
2.
But of us.
Sample size n equals 2. Yes.
I was talking about the scales, but yeah.
Oh, people are 2. Yeah,
it's a small sample size, but you can go see how our results were.
Yeah.
They can be all over the map. I think the reality of those scales, though, is really you should be looking at trends if you expect it to be absolutely 100% accurate. It probably isn't. The reality is, doesn't matter if it's a pound off. Yeah, you get upset. Do you know? Blah, 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 blah. No, because what you're really looking for is this.
The weight on the smart scales is extremely accurate. We weighed on the DEXA scan table, we weighed on the Hume body pod, we weighed on our old Renpho scale. Weights almost identical, within tenths of pounds. So the weights on these machines have gotten very good. It's not your old bathroom scale with the dial that turned, and if you put it in a certain area of the floor, you got a lower number. These are very accurate at weight. Now, where they vary is body fat percent. Okay. If you're not pulling up and holding like you do with the Hume body pod, as a woman, you are not going to get an accurate fat measurement. The Renpho was 10% off to my body pod measurement. Too much, right? But my body pod to the DEXA scan was within 1%. Now, DEXA scan is like gold standard, right? You can't do a DEXA scan every day. It's an x-ray. They're expensive. You just have to go somewhere and do something, but I can get on my Hume body pod every day and take a measurement. We are sponsored by the Hume body pod. You can use our code Downsized and get, I think, a savings of 20% if you go to the Hume body pod site. There's a link in the code in the description.
The key there is that handle it's pulling up, it's got sensors in it. So instead of just it reading the bottom half of your body, it's reading your entire body. And it's pretty cool. So let's see here. We have super chat from Piggy.
Super chat.
Piggy, I haven't seen you in a while, man.
Hey, Piggy,
Piggy, put a picture, man.
Look at that slim guy. Piggy asks no more indeed. Thank you for your super chat of $19.99.
He says, asking the experts, why doesn't Lilly and Novo do private branding to crush compounding? So Piggy asks because in my career life, I have worked for a number of larger retailers, and we run.
That's our other business is private brand.
To a much lesser extent now than we used to, but we run a whole business around private brand strategy, private brand marketing. We do private brand events, all kinds of stuff. A lot of that is diminishing as we've moved into YouTube. Which basically, if you went to Costco and bought Kirkland Signature, if you went to Walmart and bought Great Value, doesn't matter. Banana Republic, it says Banana Republic. That's all private branded product. I don't know that they ever will do private brand. Private brand is it being a retail brand is sort of an odd thing, and I don't even know that the FDA would allow it. I can tell you what they do is, I think both of them. I know Novo does in India. They've actually launched or will be launching Ozempic Semaglutide as another brand at a cheaper price point, which makes no sense. But think of it like cars, right? So Chevrolet.
But if it's the same thing, it's a different name on it.
I realized that. Let me finish. So General Motors owns Chevrolet and they own Cadillac. Both those cars come off of the same exact line. They're in most cases the same car. They just finish them out a little bit different and put a different badge on it. And then they charge a lot more. That's basically what they're going to do. They're just trying to hit a lower price point.
But why?
Because they're trying to expand their market. They're trying to grow. Are they going to do that in the U.S.? I doubt it.
I think if Lilly and Novo wanted to crush compounding, they could just drop their price. Yeah. They could drop their price to $199 for the injections today and crush it.
I think you drop it to $99 for pills and it's done.
And, maybe hopefully that's where we get to someday, but
I bet you we see a $9 million oral by the end of the year.
Who knows what's going to happen with orforglipron? Just FDA, just approve the orforglipron. Lilly's got like billions of pills in their warehouse waiting to be released to 75% of America that has overweight or obesity. Like, get these things out there and make them a good price. Make them.
But Piggy, if you watch
$199 or less,
the reports I did on the analyst calls last week for the four, basically they're all coming to market with portfolios of obesity products that have different efficacies. They have, some of them even have amylins and other things in them. And their goal is to have 3, 4, 5, 6 that are all at different price points so that they can take different pieces of the market, which is basically what private branding would do as well, right? It's giving them something at a lower price point, which is what orals does.
Every one of these drug companies is racing to develop a GLP-1 kind of medication to grab a piece of this $1 billion market. Eli Lilly is making $5 billion in profit per quarter. Holy smokes. I don't even have a comprehension for how much money they're
No, I say
making.
that. And could Walmart or a CVS or a Walgreens walk into Novo and go, hey, we want to private brand this? And, you know,
could you imagine great value semaglutide?
It wouldn't be branded great value. It would be branded. So Walmart actually has a health and beauty brand called Equate, and they have a glasses line, and they have a diabetes line called Rely On. So Walmart has about 100 brands, even though people don't know it. But they have the buying power that if they walked in and said, we would like to buy it they could do it, and they could effectively lower the price themselves.
Walmart could probably negotiate the price, a lower price, just based on the strength of Walmart.
I mean, I can tell you, after working at the corporate headquarters for retailers, and then I've consulted with almost all the major retailers in the country, very often you discover that retailers are really law firms that sell things. And a lot of the decisions they make are driven by those lawyers. So I don't know that the Walmarts or the CVSs or the Walgreens of the world would be receptive to the kind of potential liability that they would perceive by private branding a GLP-1. But I could be wrong.
I used to be a clothing buyer, and some of my vendors would tell stories about selling items to Walmart. And they would say, here's my sock line. Sock buyer for Walmart. What would you like to look at today? And the Walmart buyer basically could say, this is the price I'm going to pay. And I'm going to buy 500,000 units. Where else are you going to sell 500,000 units? Nowhere. You want this? You want my business? Here's the price. Take it or leave it. They can do whatever they want.
I work for Lowe's Home Improvement.
Lowe's can do whatever they want.
I mean, they would walk in and pitch things. Even the major tool manufacturers, the DeWalt's and the Black & Deckers and stuff, and we would go, I don't like that. Can you change the color? That packaging is ugly. Can you give me a different price?
I need 10 cents lower.
Yeah.
Can you do it? And if those vendors were 1 week late with their shipment, forget it. That's how stuff ends up in Marshalls and TJ Maxx. Because somebody was trying to sell to Walmart and their shipment got delayed, and the boat got delayed at the port, and then the buyer says, sorry, I don't want it now. You're out of your window. See you later.
All right. We have 309 of you out there and 143 likes. Have y'all hit like and subscribe?
I don't know, because we're not on that page. Oh, 143 likes. Ann Quitman says, I told my 24-year-old son to imagine carrying our 50-pound dog 24/7. It's kind of like what I imagined with the weighted vest, right? Even sleeping with her, that is what it was like before my 50-pound loss. He understands now. Yeah, and I think about, when I was running, when I was doing all these crazy workouts, when I was, 50 pounds or more heavier, it was so hard. And now, I work out and things are not as hard as I remember them being. I mean, it's just you don't really understand it until you're not carrying it anymore. Thank you, Jess. Jess just gifted 10 Downsized memberships. So someone out there, you might have randomly received a gift of a Downsized membership. I think that lasts for a month. So if you are a Downsized club member, and thanks, Becky Clark. Becky Clark gifted one. We don't know. We don't get to pick. We don't know. They don't know.
The YouTube gods do that.
It just randomly disperses. You can stop the confetti now. Thank you very much. We have a Tuesday night live for Club Downsized members only. So you get to be part of that. We have a Club Downsized Facebook page, which are only for Club Downsized members. So you can also be a part of that, and you get like the badges on your name and some other cool stuff. Thanks, guys. We appreciate that. Aida, hello, everyone. I was at a training for work. I wanted to tell you my appointment with the nurse practitioner at Mochi tonight at 10. Oh, you have it tonight at 10. I'm going to get all my numbers ready. Thanks for all your encouragement. Well, that's great. Awesome. 10 o'clock, that's late for maybe. I guess they're maybe on the West Coast.
California.
Yeah. Kurt Davis is still late though. Been on Zepbound and lost 15 pounds in 2 months. 2 more months could be on maintenance. Looking at the pill for maintenance. All right. Congratulations.
So I'm working on panels for the Wegovy pill, and I've had good response. We still have some slots if anybody would like to participate, though. I was going to do 1 panel. I think it's going to be 2 panels now. So we're going to do a new user panel. So for people who have to get the experience of people who have never used a GLP-1 and are starting on the Wegovy pill. And then a second panel with people who have used a GLP-1 previously and are switching from that to the Wegovy pill. I just think there's enough of an experience gap there. So look for those hopefully in the next week. But I think it should be an interesting conversation.
Wegovy. Amy Jo says, weird question. Finding dime-sized rough patches on my skin. Not itchy. Well, Christopher gets those all the time in the winter. I don't know if that's GLP-1 related, though. That has nothing to do with it. But you think they might be related to your GLP-1? I had some injection site reactions, but I would just say maybe it's dry skin. But I don't know. Ask your doctor. You can always take a picture and send it to your doctor and see what they say. Pamela's Opera? Do you have any tracking food apps that you recommend? Yes, we do. It's called the Me Again app. It's available on the App Store for iPhone only. So if you have an iPhone, great. If you don't, sorry. You can get 2 weeks free with my code Downsized. And then it costs, there is a monthly fee. I believe right now it's $9.99 or $99 a year. But basically you can take a picture of your plate and it tracks it for you. And you can track your shots, you can track your water, you can track all the things. So that's what we recommend. Ferguson?
I guess Turd Ferguson.
Turd Ferguson. All right.
I think that's a character. Yeah.
Colorful name there. I'm day 5 on 2.5 Zepbound. I noticed the food noise is coming back slightly. So I'm going to take that to mean you're just starting. And day 5, okay, so the medication has a half-life in your body of guess how many days? 5. So days 1 through 5, you might have really good appetite suppression, maybe not on your first or second or third or fourth shot, but days 1 through 5, you have pretty good suppression. Then the level of medicine drops after day 5, and you might feel more hungry or hear some more food noise on days 5, 6, 7. So that's completely normal.
But it doesn't go away completely. It's the half-life. And the medicine stays in your body 28 days. So after your 4th week, you'll actually have the full hit of the medicine because it continues to do this as you take the shots.
Isn't she so cute? Look at this cute kitty. She's so cute. Okay. Nice hat, by the way. Man in the yellow hat. Were you dressed up as Curious George's Man in the Yellow Hat? I bet that's that. I think
that might be a movie character named Turd Ferguson.
Oh, there's a movie character? Well,
I could be wrong. I am not hip and cool.
Anthony, let me know because you know all these things.
Or maybe Turd could.
Or perhaps. All right. Any other questions?
Sure.
Anthony says, don't worry, in a few months, you'll be able to stomach it again. I think I'm low-key lactose intolerant, too.
Talking about Indian food.
So maybe that's part of my issue. I'm going to, Anthony, I think is probably the same age as our children, I'm going to guess, because low-key lactose intolerant. I just kind of think that maybe I was lactose intolerant. I think now that we've switched to Fairlife milk, it's a little easier. Doesn't it take out the lactose, the ultra filtered milk?
Yep.
There's a good dupe of Fairlife milk at Aldi that I bought today. I don't know the name of it, but it's got the same stats as the Fairlife, and it also comes in a chocolate version, which is delightful. Okay, Aida says, I've lost 30% weight, starting weight 197, current weight 137 in 1 year. Awesome. And I was so happy with all my numbers on the blood work. A1C 5. I'm also type 2 diabetic. Awesome. Or maybe 5.1. That's great, Aida. Becky Clark says, my dietitian figured my weight loss percentage last week, 15% in a year. Congratulations to all achievements. Well, that's fantastic, Becky. That's great.
Yeah. I'm getting there.
Jojo says, la. Jojo is silently judging you. No, she's not. She's sleeping. Lisa Brockington. Christopher and Laraine, I appreciate all the research you do for this community. I'm glad you found your channel on my journey. I have learned a lot. Well, thank you, Lisa. I appreciate you liking and subscribing to the Downsized. We've learned a lot. I mean, there's a lot to learn with these GLP-1s. I mean, we learn something new all the time, and new information comes out every day. So this is our full-time thing now. So, we hope you'll follow along with us.
Vera, why are companies like Ro permitted to advertise Tirzepatide with the pen? Serena shows injecting her arm. Aren't the ones only provided by Lilly?
Doesn't have
so, Vera, I think I've answered this question to you before, but the reason any telehealth company can use the pen for advertisement, and I've noticed you never see the actual brand on those pens, is because they are, any prescriber in the world can write a prescription for this. So a Ro prescriber, a Mochi prescriber, a prescriber from your local doctor or your local hospital.
Mochi prescribes Wegovy at CVS.
And I assure you, Serena's not taking compounded. She's got the cash. She's using the real stuff.
Lucky her.
So they can show that because that's what they're selling. They have the option to write prescriptions for both.
Yeah.
The compounded and the branded piece. So
right.
It's not a surprise.
It's JoJo's eye. JoJo iCam. Yep. Camaro dust. Ooh, look at that Camaro. Any old people here? Yep.
There's plenty of old people here, man.
Everyone here seems 30 to 55. Well, that's a generous estimate. I think we're more like 45 to 45 up, maybe. I'm 78, male, widowed 4 years, started 236, 6'3", started January 2025, been at set point, 190 pounds since August 2025. Zepbound! Exclamation mark!
I can tell you when I look at our YouTube analytics, so the joy and the terror of YouTube is I can see analytics about everybody who watches. Until I can't see specifically Camaro dust, but I can see the groups of people.
Bitchin' Camaro.
I ran over my neighbor. People that are 70 and up is about 20% of our viewers.
Do you know the song Bitchin' Camaro by the Dead Milkmen? Look it up.
Probably
it's
not.
A treat.
Probably not. I'm going to go ahead and say that.
If I happen to run you down, please don't leave a scratch. Okay. Moving on. Did I ever tell you guys that I was a DJ at the Clemson student-run radio station in the late 80s, early 90s? Anthony says, LD, did you like doing Christopher's job with the comments during the book club? Are you making fun of me, Anthony? I think you're making fun of me. It's we have it on the iPad, and if you don't push it in just the right spot, it doesn't do the right thing. And I thought he was just like fooling around but no, it is actually hard. But it's hard for me on the iPad because the iPad, I need my glasses, and then I look out at the screen and I don't need my glasses. And so that was what makes it harder. I don't know. Tune in tomorrow. Tune in on Thursday, tomorrow, 7 p.m. for part 2 of Can Laraine Run the Board by Herself for the book club.
I'm sitting in the back, so if something happens, I have control of it from over there.
He's not walking away. That's for sure.
I think I did last time. You said, who were you talking to?
Oh, well, you were talking to
Roy
Day Jr., our guitar playing friend.
Yeah, it's funny though. So for our other business, for the conferences,
one of the
I have
people
a gentleman
we got
come play guitar for me, and he saw the weight loss in the last year.
He's played for us every year.
He's played for us every year, and he's great.
We see him once a year.
And he saw my weight loss in the last couple of years.
What did you guys do?
Yeah, and he's like, what did you do? Well, now he's on the med, and he's down. That's what he was asking me questions about GLP-1s. He's down 90 pounds.
Yeah.
He started in fact, Roy's a subscriber. Mm-hmm. He started a good bit larger than I was, but he's doing great. So
yeah. And is he type 2 diabetic too? I don't know. We won't tell his personal information, but yeah, he's a great guitar player, singer, and he's amazing. So you could probably Google him and maybe
Roy Day Jr.
Mitsu Grace 90, down from 184 to 117. Wow. Cholesterol from 230 to 173. All my labs are amazing now. Thank you. Thank you to you and Tirzepatide. So grateful. Now 70 years old and learning to maintain. Love, Diana. Well, thanks, Diana.
There's a 70-year-old for you.
Yep.
Yeah, it always surprises me the sheer. I mean, we have interviewed people all the way from their early 20s up to, is Sandy still the oldest?
Oh no, Sandy's only 78.
Who was the oldest one you've interviewed?
I want to say I interviewed somebody in their 80s, maybe 80. But yeah, and it's funny, not funny, but my mom is 80, my dad is 84, and my mom, my whole life, she's been trying to lose weight, or she always thought she weighed, she was never heavy, but she's, sometimes will go maybe 30 or 40 pounds up or 30 or 40 pounds down. And I remember when I was in 8th grade, she got really thin. I think she's 5'4". I think she got to like 110 pounds. And we were doing jazzercise every day, and we were going to Weight Watchers, and it was kind of like, that whole thing. No, my mom, who's 80. So, I think people my age for sure have chased a weight all their life. People my mom's age, I've seen her chase her weight all her life. So it's... And
statistically, I mean, we reported on the numbers last week in the news that 60 and up crowd is I think 30% of the users if you go back and watch.
Yeah, well, they're the ones that have the money. If they don't have the insurance coverage, they have the money to pay for the medications. Andrea Luz, Y8K. Hello, I woke up after night shift, turned on the TV, and saw you were live. I'm so excited because I'm in Australia. It's 12 p.m. lunch. I never catch the live shows. Always have to watch the reruns. Well, we're always on Wednesday at this time, so I don't know, maybe you're not awake at this time. But welcome. That's so cool. We have some viewers from Australia that pop in every once in a while, and we've even interviewed people. Mimi in Australia, James from Australia, Aussie Craig. Sometimes
several folks from Australia.
Yeah, awesome.
Wendy Brown says, CD, I had a similar experience with the telehealth Wegovy meds. I had to submit a full-length pic of myself and my current R prescription for evidence. Had a company. That's what I did too. I can tell you the picture I submitted was actually a much heavier version of myself, but they didn't talk to me, so I don't know.
Yeah, see, that's the part that can lead people down a path that's maybe not the best. Anthony says, yes, make the Laraine show a recurring thing, and CD can have a separate camera on him like JoJo. That would be funny, because sometimes he's over there going, don't say that. That's not right. And I'm just like,
she's going to get us sued.
Nah. Sued? What are we getting sued
I don't know.
over?
You know how you are. You say random stuff. I keep trying to talk her into doing a morning show, but...
What? I work out in the mornings. I'm busy.
I forgot you retired.
I'm very busy. I'm not retired. I took all of our corporate paperwork to the accountant today, and that was makes me want to pull my hair out. JoJo. Terry Schwartz says, late to party, but hello. Well, hello, Terry Schwartz, 1209. Get your little skinny self there in that photo. Hey, Mark Clem. Hello, everyone. It was a beautiful day in St. Louis today. Come on, spring. Absolutely. I was not made for winter, for sure. Kurt Davis says, what happens when you're on maintenance and you want to switch providers, but your weight is now stabilized? We get this question a lot. Will they recognize your previous health issue and still prescribe the medicine?
Yes.
Yes. I mean, yes. You should probably have some records and some information that you can take to your provider and say, here's my info. So if you have stuff on your MyChart, or
obesity is
you
a disease.
have a
This does not
spreadsheet.
cure your disease. It's simply treating
Right.
it. So this is exactly like any other medical treatment. So if
Like
you
high
had
blood
if
pressure.
you had heart disease, right, and you move from one town to the next, you get a new doctor. Well, the doctor doesn't all of a sudden go, "Oh, sorry, you don't have heart disease anymore. Can't treat that." They go, "Well, let me see your records." So your new provider may say, "Hey, can you show me your prescription? Can you do whatever?" They may have some forms to jump through, but they will absolutely do it.
Yeah. Now, doctors, in-person doctors, some of them aren't on the GLP-1 train, right? They don't know about them. They don't like them. They don't want to talk about them. So if you happen to switch to one like that, you might need to find another doctor. But if you're talking to switching an online provider like Mochi, I use Mochi Health, you can just tell them your previous information. You can give them your previous prescription, maybe show them copies of things. I have a spreadsheet where I kept my weight. If you have an app that keeps, your weight, if you have records in your My Chart, or a similar thing that your in-person doctor keeps online. Obesity is a disease. It's a chronic progressive disease. There is no cure for obesity, right? So if you have obesity, you always have obesity. These GLP-1 meds put it into kind of a remission state, but you stop taking them and you're going to gain your weight back. Probably. A person here or there has been known to come off of GLP-1s and do fine. I don't ever plan to come off my GLP-1 meds. So there's your answer.
It's Cat says, I've had weight loss surgery and can't eat a lot to get my protein levels up. Can't afford protein powder. What can I do to get my protein in the smallest form? I'm eating chicken breast for my dinner.
Tuna?
Let me answer this one moment because there's another part of it. And she says, I also intermittent fast.
You don't have to.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Between the weight loss surgery, making your stomach, and I don't know which
Go
one
back to her main comment.
and I don't know which one you've had, but it obviously physically makes you be able to eat less, and the medication's working. And I don't know which one you're on, but usually it's going to work on your stomach and your head. You probably don't need to intermittent fast, and you should talk to your doctor about it, because in order to meet your nutrient goals, and you may well have special vitamins because of your weight loss surgery, you need to eat more often. So you may need to eat chicken, tuna, beef, whatever works for you,
eggs,
more frequently, because you can only take a few bites because of your surgery. If you're intermittent fasting, you reduce that amount of time down that you can get those smaller amounts in, and it just might not be a good. You're combining three things that you may not need to do.
Yeah, I would say look at like a Fairlife type of milk. A cup of Fairlife milk has, it's in the teens grams of protein. That might be a good value. An egg has 6 grams of protein. You can get the packs of tuna, or the tuna packed in water is usually a pretty good price at the grocery store. Greek yogurt is a good way to get in some. They have protein fortified yogurts that you might take a look at. It's Cat. Try eating eggs. Oh, it's Cat. MJ Quilter says try eating hard-boiled eggs. Yeah, hard-boiled eggs are good. 6 grams of protein per egg. So you can eat 2 or 3, and Mel's Small Adventures. Pumpkin seeds are a good protein source too. All right. What? Yeah, that you went very fast.
Yeah, sorry.
I can only eat 3. Is that enough? 3 eggs. Well, 6 times 3 is 18. 18 grams of protein.
You just probably need to
I don't know how much protein you need.
Talk to your doctor, but you probably need to eat more often.
Yeah, eat smaller meals more often.
You have a surgery that restricts what you can eat. It's not.
Well, in bariatric surgery, they have a whole nother set of rules, and we're certainly not experts on bariatric surgery, so I don't want to tell you something that's not correct.
If you haven't spoken to your bariatric surgeon, or you don't have an obesity certified doctor, you probably need one. And I don't know where you live, but if you go to our website, thedownsized.org, we have click on the resources tab. There's a link to, I think it's the Obesity Action Council or Obesity Society's website, where you can search for an obesity specialist.
Wouldn't her bariatric surgeon be one of
Well,
them?
if I don't know if she's talked to them, but theoretically, but I would make sure you have the medical care that you need, because you have more things going on there than the average person who can go, I'm going to eat 90 grams of protein and it's, like 3 chicken breasts or whatever.
Yeah.
You can't do that probably.
You might also look at places like Walmart or Target or Aldi. I know Aldi has its own brand of protein powder that's a lot cheaper than some of the other ones, and it's just as good. I think Walmart has a private brand protein powder. So you might look at stuff like that too. Sandra Newman says, uncompounded Tirzepatide, but will probably go to pen Zepbound. Is it the same? Tirzepatide is Tirzepatide.
Yeah, I mean, I can tell you, I have taken Eli Lilly branded Zepbound, Eli Lilly branded Mounjaro, and compounded Tirzepatide from 7 or 8 different compounding pharmacies.
Yeah,
it all worked the same for me.
Yeah, so it's the same
Lilly
medicine.
doesn't like it when I say that. But
Zepbound is Tirzepatide. Compounded Tirzepatide, their main ingredient, of course, is Tirzepatide. It might be compounded with a B vitamin or something else, but they should work exactly the same. In Christopher's experience, it's worked the same. I've only taken the compounded, and it worked great for me. So
you've had like 2 Zepbound shots.
2 out of
however 100.
Yeah, we've been on this.
But if your insurance will pay for Zepbound, do the Zepbound.
Yeah. Renee Scary says, hi, friends, late to the call. Lake Tahoe borders California and Nevada. Oh, okay. I'm on the Nevada side, about 30 miles from Tahoe. All right. Well, thank you for that, Renee. We were talking about the avalanche. Health at any cost. It's Kat. I would ask a registered dietitian. Yeah, Barb had the RNY, and I'm able to get in 80 to 90 grams of protein a day. Also look at plant combos. Complete plant protein is smaller than meat. There's a lot of debate, about plant protein. Is it the same as animal protein? So if you're having a mix of both, I wouldn't rely completely on plant protein, but can be a good source.
Let's see here.
And registered dietitian. Well, yeah. Can get some good information there. Melwa Small Adventures here in Sweden. It is 2:06.
It's in the morning.
Oh, all right.
Girl, go to bed.
What time is it here? It's like, what time is it? 8:30. 8:30. Wow. Okay.
Hold on.
I don't stay up late anymore.
You never stayed up late, babe.
No, I'm not.
In the 23 years I've known you,
I'm not a late night. I'm not a late night talker. I am an early morning riser. Carrie Williams-Franca. Hey there, $9.99. Thanks for your super chat. Happy Wednesday, Durhams. Hey, Carrie. Nice to see you here.
How are you doing, Carrie?
We met Carrie and her husband when we did our meetup in Las Vegas.
And so we're working on some more meetups for the year. I can tell you, we haven't published dates or anything yet, but we'll definitely be in Orlando again for Obesity Action Coalition's event there. We'll be in Dallas. We'll be in New York City. We'll be in Chicago. And I don't know beyond
Chicago.
that.
Oh, yeah, we will be in Chicago. Yeah, and sometimes we're going to these places for our other business, and sometimes I think we're going to Dallas for a YouTube conference. We are. Mm-hmm. So we're thinking about having a GLP-1 meetup around that. So
we don't charge anything for these things, so we're not, typically what we're doing is looking at travel we're already doing and saying, hey, can we add a piece onto it?
Yeah.
Let's see, here's Dr. Payne Nestor.
Hello, Miss Nestor. How are you? Member for 7 months. Oh, look how pretty you are. Hi, miss you guys. Hey, everyone. Your hair looks so pretty. That's such a pretty picture. My goodness. We interviewed Dr. Payne Nestor for the Downsized Dish. You can check out my interview with her. And she's been a member for 7 months. So thank you very much. George Aguiros. Hello, Christopher and Laraine. Next time you come to NYC, let's do a get-together with your NYC community. You're both amazing and inspiring people. Thanks, George. I think we'll probably do the NYC meetup in May.
May.
Is that what we figured?
Yeah.
We will be there in March, but we're not gonna be there long enough to do anything. But May, I think, put it on your radar. I'll let you know more about that. Christopher ATL, JoJo is so cute and clearly enjoys being on TV. She does. Now she's sitting on the floor. So I think she was, she had her diva moment, and now she said, I'm done with y'all, and moved on. Write it out a Mantoni? I don't know. Met a new nurse practitioner for 10 minutes to find out I'm losing too fast. I'm 56, started at 275 the day after Christmas, first shot January 8th, now on 4.42 milligrams, it's very specific, and 251 pounds. Eating more but healthier. Does Tirzepatide do this? I'm eating more but healthier?
So hang on. So you started January 8th. How many?
No, the day after Christmas.
Oh, the day after Christmas.
Well, she weighed herself the day after Christmas, took her first shot on January 8th, and she lost basically, what is that, so 25-ish pounds, 20-ish pounds in a month and a half.
6-7 weeks.
About three-ish pounds a week. That's a little fast. So the average weight loss is a 0.5 pound to 2 pounds a week, or 1% of your body weight per week. So, I mean, you're kind of right in that 1% range, right?
I would not assume you'll maintain that rate of loss indefinitely. A lot of
it's always faster at the beginning.
Lose more
usually.
At the beginning, or they don't lose anything.
Or you don't lose anything. But if you lose at the beginning, it's usually a faster rate.
I think I lost 13 pounds in the first month.
I think it was 17, but
okay. Then over the course of the 16 months, by the end of my weight loss, it averaged out to like 1.33 because it got a lot slower, and it kind of zigzagged and did all sorts of things. I mean,
you're still on a low dose, so you're still, at that second titration level. So, go slow. Make sure you can eat. You want to be able to eat. You don't want to, have no appetite and not eat anything and lose that way. You need the nutrition. Focus on protein. I think you're doing okay.
And you say I'm eating more but healthier. And I'm not sure which part you're asking. Does Tirzepatide do this? Very often people report that their taste changes and that they actually like healthier things more.
They taste better.
That sweet things are too sweet. Fat things it may upset their stomach. There's a lot of things that happen there.
Handle. So they don't drink alcohol because it doesn't.
The reality of why we say eat real food, eat whole food. And it's not that there's some magic to it. It's that with processed foods, it's possible for a manufacturer to pack as much fat, salt, and sugar into the smallest, most calorie dense thing, a Twinkie.
Love Twinkies.
Right. So that you're eating this and getting.
I haven't had one in years.
But you can get a lot of calories really quickly in processed food. Whereas with whole food that your body has to digest, and there's vitamins and there's minerals, it rarely, if ever, has the kind of calorie density that it has, but it has nutrient density. So you eat better. Yeah, you can lose weight. I mean, it just works out.
Yeah, talking about ultra processed foods, right? They can really do a number on us. So they have lots of artificial things that aren't good for us. Loretta, hello. How are you, Laraine and Christopher? Well, we're good. How are you, Loretta?
I have a cold, but
Juan says, question, down 113 pounds in 6 months on Zepbound. Okay, guy. Currently on 10 milligrams and have injected in my stomach the entire time. I am a stomach injector fan. Have you ever hit a blood vessel? Happened to me 2 times now, caused heavy bruising and bleeding. Occasionally, I do get a drop of blood that comes out. Occasionally, I get little bruises where I inject. Make sure you're not too close to your belly button, and make sure you're injecting into fat. I like to
be a couple inches out from your belly.
Yeah, and don't inject into the same spot every time. Like go maybe in a circle around your belly button, like keep track, like, is it on the left side this time? Is it on the right side? Is it on the top? Is it on the bottom? So you don't, hit those same spots every time. But yeah, that's happened to us.
People are saying how old they are. Anthony says, Google says Turd Ferguson is a character from Saturday Night Live.
I can't really stay up that late anymore. I have to watch the clips on like TikTok or YouTube. Conversations.
Your favorite question.
Hair loss? Yep. Okay, Shelley. Since losing 66 pounds, I have been losing a significant amount of hair. And I now come to know that it's a byproduct of rapid weight loss. Yes. But what can be done to aid my hair? Like an injection. I don't think there's an injection for hair loss. There's some vitamins that you can take. I signed up for a newsletter from Dr. Jen Ashton, who used to be the medical contributor to Good Morning America. That blonde lady she's an obesity medicine certified doctor. And she just this morning had an email that was promoting a product for hair loss called Bell. So I emailed them and I said, hey, do you want to sponsor our channel? Because people ask me about hair loss every single day. I mean, I'm not even kidding when I say this is the most common question. So it's called Bell, and I'll just give it a shout out. And I think you can use Dr. Jen Ashton's code. I think it was at the end of this. We've never used it. I've never used it. I have no idea. But I think Dr. Jen Ashton is a pretty solid reference. Former role as chief medical correspondent for ABC News and on-air co-host of GMA3, What You Need to Know. Anyway, it's called Bell.
This is not an endorsement of a product.
I don't know. Used. That's all I got.
Essentially, the general
Nutrafol has been
the general
helpful.
answer to this is the things that are normally recommended around this. Hydration, protein, make sure you're getting your vitamins and your nutrients in are also things that may help with hair loss.
You might want to slow down your weight loss.
Yeah, if you're losing weight too quickly, it can happen. And typically your hair will come back.
Yeah.
So it's not permanently gone.
Yeah. So when I was like in the middle of my weight loss phase, I noticed my hair thinning, and then I hit maintenance, and then I noticed it kind of came back a little bit. So anytime you lose weight rapidly, hair loss. Yeah,
it's your body's in stress, basically. Mm-hmm. And Quitman, based on information that I've learned from your reporting, I've made a few bucks in the stock market, enough to pay for the cruise.
Wow.
Well, that's fabulous. We are not we do not recommend any stocks. We are not, don't have any. I will tell you, we own a couple of shares of Lilly. We own a couple of shares of Nova. We own a couple of shares of Viking.
5. That's it.
Couple, though, not enough to have any.
And I think Linda Bookmiller did this too. So back in July, Eli Lilly's stock got down to about $700 a share, mind you. So we bought a few shares. Now it's been about $1,000 a share up to $1,100 a share. So Eli Lilly is not going anywhere anytime soon. They're making $5 billion a quarter in profit. So if you have the money to invest, I'm not a financial planner or anything. I cannot give financial. This is not financial advice. It is not. But I bought 4 shares. So my Novo stock is not doing as well because I bought it high and now it's
it'll come
low.
back.
So
all right, there's 311 of you out there. We have 196 likes, almost 200 likes. That's my favorite.
But I'm glad you got enough to pay for the cruise. Maybe don't sell it, or maybe you did.
So make sure you like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe to the Downsized for all of our tips that we're not qualified to give in any particular way, except from our own personal experience. Loretta Lynn. I started my Tirzepatide 8 months ago. I lost 28 pounds, and I was taking 40 milligrams in blood pressure, and now I'm down to a 5 milligram of blood pressure, and my cholesterol is really high. It's going down slowly. Christopher was able to go down on his blood pressure medicine, get off his high cholesterol medicine. He still monitors his blood pressure.
Yeah, I mean, the challenge of blood pressure particularly is, I think for me, it's although weight definitely contributed to it, and there's also a significant genetic factor.
Yeah.
And my parents both just had high blood pressure and stuff, so I don't.
See, he just keeps an eye on it. We have a blood pressure cuff. He monitors himself. Becky Clark, I owned an 81 Z28 Camaro. You cool chick, you. Wish I kept it. I'm 64, still have health issues, but I'm living my best life with GLP-1 medications. My first high school boyfriend had a Camaro. Yeah, those are zippy little cars. Not little, they're pretty big cars, but they're zippy. Laraine, you are so full of energy. I love it. MJ Quilter. Well, I didn't work out today, so no, I had some errands to run and stuff to do today, but yeah.
I missed one. Hang on.
Oh, okay.
That's the hair loss. That's Barbara. Where was I? Is it this one? Oh, there we go.
Oh, hey, Angel. Hey, I know you. Question. Hey, are y'all taking NAD Plus? Thinking about it? Or is it something you're not interested in? Keep hearing good things about it. I've heard some good things about it too. I'm not taking it. Number one, because it's another shot and I don't particularly enjoy shots. Number two, because it's over $100 a month and I'm paying a lot for me and my family's medication. So I don't really have the wherewithal to try that right now. But I know Mochi sells it. I know some other online providers sell it. I know people are interested in it in terms of longevity and feeling better. And I think our friend over at takes it for her ADHD, and she says it helps with that.
Allie from
Fit Flavor Fun. I'm not really particularly interested in adding more medications at this point in time, but we have heard some good things about it. Ask your provider.
Yeah, in general, I don't have any interest in any of the other injectables and the other things going on. But there's plenty of people that do, and there's channels that talk about all that stuff. We're just kind of talking to regular people who go to their doctor, get a prescription from their local pharmacy, and are just trying to be healthier.
It's expensive, and I spend so much money on these. It's just expensive, really. If it was something that was like $5, and maybe I'd try it. But
same question. So the peptides. We don't do any of the other stuff.
Well, I love GLP-1 Tirzepatide. That's all we've taken. We've only taken Tirzepatide. I know people are talking about experimenting with maybe things that aren't tested, and we don't go for that. So we're not advocates for the gray market. If you want to do that, you do you. We don't take anything that says for research purposes only. If it says not for human consumption, for research's purposes only, I certainly would not inject that into my body with a needle directly into my bloodstream. But, people are grown-ups and they can make their own decisions. That's how we feel about it.
Yeah, so it's, like I said, our whole goal is really just to talk to the average person. And the average person goes to their doctor, they get a prescription, they do what they need to do, whether that be blood pressure medicine or GLP-1s, it doesn't matter. They're not out doing research to find 14 peptides to do stacks. And it's not a thing that I'm particularly interested in. If you are, that's great. There's whole YouTube channels about that stuff. It's just not what we do.
It's not our thing. I'm not really interested in that. Robin Fleming says, I quickly lost about 35 pounds. I have been stalled for about 5 months. That's quite a long stall. On 7.5, my doctor told me that I am perfect the way I am and will not increase dosage. Oh, bless their heart. What? Perfect the way you are? Like, I don't need you to tell me I'm perfect. I need you to give me medical advice, Mr. Doctor or Miss Doctor. I still weigh around 162 at 5'6". So what's the weight range for a 5'6" woman? Probably, you probably are not far from it at 162. 6 times 5 is 30. So probably your low end is 130 and probably your high end is probably like 165. There's a lot of charts out there. There's a lot of charts out there. So you might be in that normal weight BMI range now, and maybe that's why your doctor is doing that. And honestly, if you're stalled out for about 5 months, that might be your body telling you, hey, lady, this is it. This is where we like to be. And you can sometimes force that down with taking a higher dose, but you're kind of close to your goal, and maybe your body is telling you that it likes being there. So,
but the universal answer is, if you do not feel like you're getting the care you need from your doctor, then
get
find
another
another
opinion.
doctor.
Yeah.
I'm not telling you to shop for doctors. Go find an obesity specialist. Find somebody who
it specializes in GLP-1s.
And
yeah,
they may also tell you don't need any more too. I don't know, but
I don't know.
Advocate for yourself.
You're an inch taller than me. I mean, I used to call myself 5'6", and I think that goal at Weight Watchers was 156 pounds, and that was the top end. And then I shrunk, and so now I'm really like 5'5". So, could you lose 10 more pounds or 5 or 10 more pounds? Maybe. Could you force your way down there? Probably. Would your body want to hang out there? I don't know. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, you can always find a different doctor. Lori Parrish, 4169 says, love-hate relationship with Hume scale. Are you going to have a Hume rep to answer questions?
We're working on it.
But yet another email to my
But the biggest thing I can tell you about
my Hume person today
about all these scales and all this data is, while the data is intriguing, the vast majority of those data points are very, very difficult to impact. Talk to your doctor and pick some things that you feel like you could work on, and focus on specific things, not on all the things, because all the things are too much, and honestly, it's really hard to change a lot of them.
Well, the key to this is you want to see your body fat percentage go down. You want to see your lean mass increase. You want to see your weight go down. Now, sometimes your weight's just not moving, or maybe your weight's going up a pound or two. And then you look at your numbers from your scale and you say, oh, well, my muscle weight went up. So I didn't really gain a pound of fat. Maybe I gained a half a pound of muscle. So, that can be a way to encourage you to keep going. I think people try to, optimize and look at all the statistics. And, mine says that my arms have too much fat in them. Well, what do I do with that? I can't spot reduce, right? But overall, I can look at my body fat percentage going down, my lean mass going up. And if my weight is changing, it bothers me, but I still know that other things are happening. Other good things are happening in my body. We're doing a little bit of body recomposition kind of things. So that's kind of the point of all those numbers.
The water number on there's interesting because very often if I'm up a little bit, I'll look at the water number, and the water number's up, and you're like, oh, okay, that kind of makes sense.
Typically, that has a kind of an opposite effect for me. If I don't drink enough water and my body water is low, I might see the scale creep up a little bit. You just have to get to know your body and looking at these trends over time. And yeah, I did ask my rep today. I said, here's a link to my calendar. We'd love to have someone, an expert at Hume, come on and do an interview, and so we could ask.
The problem is we only
questions.
talk to marketing people, so we've got to get.
I think it's a PR firm. Yeah, and they put it to the. So
we don't have access to real people.
I'm trying.
Anthony says Chicago.
Chicago. Trina Vega. Lisa Brockingham says, when will you be in Dallas? It's where I live. Would love to meet up. It's going to be in October.
I think so.
October or September?
We'll be in
end of September, 1st of October.
Yeah,
Stay tuned for more information. Like and subscribe to the Downsized.
Yeah, we're going to a YouTuber conference. It's at the
because we're YouTubers.
Because I don't know what I don't know, and there are people out there who do.
Yeah, so we're learning this whole YouTube thing. So, why not? We'll let you know. Write it out. He started day after trying to lose. I don't know. I don't remember what we're talking about. Write it out. Sorry. I have a short attention span sometimes. Joe Ward says, I started my Zepbound journey 12/6 I am now on shot 11. I have lost 44 pounds so far.
Dude, you're flying.
Goodness, Joe Ward. I've been watching you guys from day one. Thank you for all the great information.
Make sure you're getting enough nutrition, please.
Sounds like 4 pounds a week. Yeah. You don't look like you weigh, 1% a week is kind of your target. And if you're losing a lot faster than that, you might keep an eye on it. Maybe you don't need to move up in dose. Maybe you need to cruise along for a little bit, but it sounds like you're doing great.
Barb says it's time to lie that.
All right. Good night, Barb. She's turning the moderation over to Michelle Frank. Ann Quitman says it's cat. Bone broth has 9 to 10 grams of protein per cup that you can slowly sip. Well, that's a good one. I don't know how much bone broth costs.
Well, you can make your own bone broth.
Oh, make your own bone broth, he says. How do you do that? Boil a chicken until there's nothing but bones and then just keep going?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think about it. If a lot of people like the rotisserie chickens from the Costco's, Kroger's,
right,
wherever, if you got a rotisserie chicken once a week, you save the bones from it. I put them in a freezer bag, and she's like, "Why is there bones?
Why are there chicken bones in the freezer?"
Until I get 4 or 5 of them, and then
he boils them.
I boil them with some onions and carrots, and celery, gives you a little flavor, and I make a whole pot of chicken stock. The only thing that makes it bone broth is that it's
the bones.
Basically, it's been in there longer.
It cooks it down more.
So about 8 hours is typically what I'll do, and at that point, if you add a little bit of vinegar, particularly to it, it'll help leach out some of the calcium and the things that are in the bones, and it makes it bone broth. And it didn't cost you hardly anything. And bone broth, if you buy it at the grocery store, can be expensive.
That is a good point. Buy whole chickens and save the bones, or you can cook a whole chicken.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah. All right. Good tips.
Well, it's Durham. Durham is also.
Durham's here. What does that say? The shame of health? What does that say, Durham? Durham says, good evening, Durhams and Downsizers. Durham has a Substack you can subscribe to called The Messy Middle. He's also on TikTok as it's Durham. He has some great, be kind to yourself, mindset, self-care, slow down, take a minute for yourself kind of tips, which can be very helpful. Thank you, Durham. Dr. Payne Nestor says, happened to me once. Trick is if the needle prick is super sensitive, you feel an ouch. Do not push in that area. It's a blood vessel. Yeah, so you take, JoJo
has knocked it on
an
the
old
floor.
Syringe. So you take your syringe and you touch, I don't ever inject to my arm, but you just can't see my stomach right now. If you touch it to the area and it kind of hurts, don't inject there. Touch it to another area. If you don't really feel anything, then inject there. And that's a trick that we've heard a few times. So thank you for that tip. Hold, please. MJ Quilter, don't waste your money on the Nutrafol. Once you stop taking it, the hair they grew will come back out. Oh no, that's terrible. I've never heard anyone say that. It's vitamin deficiency, right? So, Crystal Leverhart, Wellbell is expensive supplement from what I just looked up, $73 on Amazon.
She's never used it.
I've never used it. Yeah, I know nothing about it.
She got suckered in by
I got tired of saying Nutrafol
about it.
Yeah. I don't know, and these things are expensive. So basically, hey, Jazzy. Jazzy says hello. Basically, it comes down to you're losing weight too fast. You're not taking a multivitamin. You're not getting enough nutrition. You're probably not getting enough sleep. So maybe do those things before you spend your money on an expensive supplement. That's Amanda. Hello. Hope you all are having
Amanda,
a good
are you coming on the
night.
cruise with us?
We did an interview with Amanda. She teaches fitness classes down near where my parents live in South Carolina. I might be coming down your way this weekend. You can see my interview with Amanda if you search Amanda on our channel. Grammy's Protein Kitchen. I've lost 70 pounds and haven't been able to come off my blood pressure meds. Well, that's okay.
Yeah,
You may not
weight
be
is
able
a big
to.
piece of it, but it's not all of it. So.
Yeah, I mean, and that's okay. So, but 70 pounds is amazing. So good for you. Mel with Small Adventures. I think my blood pressure is mostly genetic too. It's about the same still. Most of my family take meds for it. And, changing your genetics is like trying to change your eye color from blue to brown. Like you can't really change some things. Loretta says, remember, I was telling you both about the medication spa was doing me wrong. I decided to start with Mochi. Yeah, the med spa. Med spas can be a giant ripoff. So, they like to sell you all kinds of stuff that, might be optional or not really needed. So yeah, got to watch those prices at your med spa. My friend Sandy was doing a med spa and she switched to Mochi and has had a great experience. So I hope you do too. Conversations with Shelly. Sheila Bell. Thanks. Looking into it
talking
now.
About different hair loss.
Yeah. Don Joe. Hey, Don Joe. Hello, Christopher, Laraine, and everyone. Down 85 pounds, finally under 200. I would like to get down to at least 170, but it's moving slowly right now. Well, that's fine, Donna Joe. So, yeah, I mean, you've been doing this for a while now, right? So you're doing great. Down 85 pounds. It's great to see you. Thanks for your comment. Welcome home, USA. Thank you for sharing your knowledge and doing what you do. Well, you're welcome. Thanks for watching.
KZUYP says Phoenix. So the challenge is typically as a meetup. The challenge is typically we're doing meetups at places that we're already traveling to, so there's no added expense for us.
Yeah.
And if we begin to add additional cities, and we could do that, but we would have to.
If we charged people, we would
have to charge you for it. And so far, they've all been free, and I kind of like them free because anybody can come.
Yeah.
But it would not be a cheap plane ticket and hotel and all that.
I mean, at some point, we've seen other influencers doing meetups and charging $100 a ticket for maybe a day of programming. I don't know that anybody would pay $100 to see us for a day of us talking when you can watch us every day for free, right? Like, maybe at some point we have put on events for our other business. I know how much they cost. They're usually pretty expensive to produce. And so, that's kind of why we're just adding them on to things that we're already doing and just keeping it kind of light. I mean, at some point, would I love to fill, a hotel ballroom with 300 people and you could hear us speak and other doctors speak and other people speak.
Not other doctors.
But like if we could bring in doctors and speakers and stuff like that, like I would love to do stuff like that.
But there would be a cost.
It's very expensive. And I don't know. Maybe someday when we get to like 1 million subscribers or something like that. Amanda says, how's your pull-up challenge going, Laraine? Oh, Amanda, it's going terribly. I'm still on a 30-pound assist. I signed up for a strength competition next weekend. Go, girl. I'm still creating new goals and knocking them down. Pull-ups might be next on my list, too. Well, I've been working on it. I haven't really been working on it too hard. I've been doing other strength training classes at the gym, and then I go over to the pull-up machine, and then I try to do a couple, and I'm like, I'm not just going to magically be able to do it. Like I thought I would just like do a few every day, and then I would magically be able to do it after 6 weeks or 3 months, and that's not how that works. So I still have my eye on it, but I'm stuck at a 30-pound assist. Saving extra bones? No. You're not going to do that, huh, Camaro?
You do you.
It's fine. You don't have to. You can buy bone broth.
I mean, the bone broth can run $7-8 a pop. So typically I can make 2 gallons, which I'll do about 2 gallons for probably $2 or $3.
I mean,
it's super cheap and it's delicious. delicious.
It is delicious. And then he adds it to like stuff that he makes. And I'm like, why is this so tasty? It's that homemade.
But that's the thing. So
broth.
like I made homemade chili the other day and put a pint of the broth in it. Well, you're adding more protein to the beans and the beef. And it all just makes it taste better. And when I make the bone broth, because when you refrigerate bone broth, there's enough gelatin in it from the bones that it'll actually be like gelatin. And then you can scrape the fat off of it. So it's pretty much fat-free bone broth. I mean, it's all just good stuff.
Yeah. Ada says, thanks, Christopher. I got busy and was buying bone broth from Thrive, but even cheaper to make at home. Yeah. I wouldn't begin to know how to make bone broth, but he does it. So Christopher's going to do some cooking things. You were going to cook through some of the dietitian's cookbook recipes. So a lot of people, struggle with cooking. Maybe you've never really cooked, or you don't really know how to cook in a way that's healthy now that you're on a GLP-1, or, you've been eating a lot of fast food and now you really want to try some stuff at home, but you really don't know how. I mean, I don't really cook because I've been married to him for 22 years and he does all the cooking. So Summer, the dietitian, we've interviewed her, Summer Kessel is her name. She wrote a book called Your Best Semaglutide Life, and then she wrote a cookbook. Both of those are available on our Amazon store. If you go to the downsized.org and click on the Amazon tab, you can see her books in there. And so Christopher's going to go to the grocery store this weekend and get the stuff to make some of her recipes.
I'm probably going to do like 6-8 weeks of.
And then we'll kind of cook through them, because I think they're pretty. We have the cookbook. Nothing hard about it. It's a very approachable cookbook. It's not like a cookbook for like gourmet cooks, right? It's just it's a cookbook for like home cooks that are cooking for their family and want to get something on the table that it's not too complicated.
And my challenge is I cook I don't use recipes.
He doesn't use recipes. Christopher, why don't you make your own cookbook? Because I'd have to write them all down and he wouldn't know the amounts and it would just take years.
Yeah, because my whole thing is, over the course of the last 20 years, from Alton Brown and Food Network and just cooking, and I've taken cooking classes. I did a cooking class in Paris once. I mean, all kinds of crazy stuff. Blah. Food noise galore. It was about learning the techniques of how to cook that could then be applied to different things. I don't really follow recipes, but But
people need recipes.
I think I've picked out like 8 recipes from this cookbook, right? And I'll cook one a week.
Yeah.
They'll probably run on Friday or Saturday, so you'll see videos on that. We'll see how they do. Last time I cooked, they only do okay.
He has cooked. We have done some videos of him cooking, and they don't get a lot of views, honestly. But you can search them on our videos if you want to watch them. Deborah Kendrick, Laraine, I've been 6 weeks Hunter's Appetite.
On Tirzepatide.
Oh,
I'm guessing.
Yes, 6 weeks on Tirzepatide. They still only have me on 3.6 milligrams. All right. Last week I lost 1/4 pound. It reminded me of Weight Watchers. I can tell you have the PTSD of Weight Watchers. Me too. All right. So you've only been on it 6 weeks, so you're still on the starting dose, right? Stay with it. Not every week is going to be
how much have you lost in total, Deborah?
Yeah, the average weight loss is between 1/2 pound and 2 pounds a week. Kind of like those Weight Watchers ranges, but this will be, hopefully, once you get into it, once you get beyond the 6 weeks, 90-day kind of point, you'll have like a more consistent kind of weight loss. So just stick with it. Be patient. This is not, don't have those flashbacks to Weight Watchers. I know it's very easy because I still have them all the time, but this isn't that. This is a medical treatment for the disease of obesity. And if you've lost any weight on it, it's working. You're going to lose weight. You're going to keep going. So just keep taking your shot, eat your protein, drink your water, get some exercise in, and keep going. Okay. Yeah. Amanda says, my husband and I are trying to make childcare work so we can join you on the cruise, but it's still up in the air. I'll keep you posted. All right. I would say my mom could watch them, but she's busy these days. Jess says, How to make bone broth sounds like a good idea for your next cooking video. I mean, it'd be an 8-hour video.
Well, no, the problem is it would be like a 5-minute video, and then
you have to assemble all the pieces and then cook them.
Because it's really put the bones in the pot. I mean, there's fancier ways to do it. You can roast them. But basically, you can take roasted chicken bones, put them in the pot, carrots, onions, celery.
This is why we don't have a cookbook.
A whole bunch of water, cook. That's it. You can do it faster.
It might be a good video. Maybe when you're doing the summer recipes, you can throw in one of those too. No, we're not doing that. That will just
complicate it.
You can't tell him anything, Jess. You can't tell him anything.
I can do it. It's just a 5-minute video.
Well, it has to be at least 8 minutes for us to make money on it, right?
That helps.
It doesn't have ads unless it's 8 minutes. When it comes to blood pressure, Aida says, I've noticed it's creeping down, but I figured it's been climbing up for many years and it'll take some time to heal. That's fair. That's a fair assumption. Cling Goddess, I've been curious. What's the difference between a med spa and Mochi or that sort of online provider? Well, at Mochi, I can speak for Mochi because I've been using them for over 2 years. They have doctors or nurse practitioners that you sign up for and you do a video call with to get your medication, for them to evaluate you, see if you qualify. And if you do, they write a prescription, and they can either send your prescription to your local CVS or they can send it to a compounding pharmacy. They do both, right? Their prices are published. They're listed. They have other medications that you sell. They're generally not pushing those. They just say, that they're available.
Most med spas, if you walk in, it's because med spas were built around aesthetics. Right. They've got a whole list of products and supplements and things that they're selling that they want to sell you as much as possible. Yeah. And they're probably selling you compounded products that they're then marking up themselves. So they're getting them from a compounding pharmacy and marking them up.
They're going to be more expensive. In general, they're going to be more expensive.
Mm-hmm. And they're going to talk you into buying a shot of B12 for another $200 and a shot of this and this. And maybe you need it, maybe you don't. I don't know.
And also,
I would start with your local doctor and actually have blood work done before you do any of that.
Also, stuff. At med spas, where are they getting their medication from? Are they mixing it up in the back room with gray market peptides? You don't know. Like, where are they getting it from? Are they using... you just don't know, right? With Mochi, you've got these compounded pharmacies that are getting their ingredients from the FDA approved green list, and you can see what you're getting. With a med spa, you just don't know, and they're usually overcharging you.
Tomorrowland says, orforglipron, would you be switching to that? Any updates if they're close to releasing? So orforglipron is Eli Lilly's upcoming oral pill. According to the news that we did on Monday, we talked about orforglipron, and they have $1.5 billion worth of product sitting in a warehouse ready to go. Orforglipron has been submitted to the FDA for approval, and they are just waiting on the approval. Right now, the belief is that approval will come sometime in April or May. But
whatever the FDA says.
It could happen tomorrow. We simply don't know. Yeah. Will we be trying it? I would like to. Is the answer? It's a GLP-1. It is not Tirzepatide. It's not a GLP-1 GIP.
What's the price?
And it's a small molecule product. And we may, but it's going to come down to price for us. So. Maybe. I think it's an interesting option.
I mean, the weight loss with orforglipron is not as good as the weight loss with Tirzepatide.
But the initial research on it looks pretty good for maintenance.
But you don't have to. It doesn't have to be refrigerated. You take it once a day. You can take it with food, unlike the oral Wegovy, which you have to wait 30 minutes to take food. So
supposedly the side effects are a little less on orforglipron. And
pill would be easier to travel with. A pill, it's just let's get it out there. FDA, please release it. Eli Lilly, tell us what the price is going to be, and let's
They're
see.
just waiting on the FDA at this point. It's all submitted. They've got it all ready to go.
Thank you for all you share. Okay, Kazufup. Write it out. Really enjoyed the news updates this week, Chris. Thank you. Hope to see the vials at $99.
I don't think the vials are going to be at $99 anytime soon. Maybe Semaglutide, but Zepbound's not going to be $99 anytime soon.
You mean Ozempic Wegovy?
Yeah, maybe.
Wegovy.
But
does Wegovy come in vials?
Well, they're supposed to be releasing them.
But not currently.
Mm-hmm.
Got Lilly Direct that has Zepbound in single-use
I don't
vials.
see Zepbound being $99 anytime soon.
Nah, they don't got it.
They don't need to.
They're the best. They're the top.
They're winning right now, so
they are number one. VR Gin. Been on compounded semaglutide for 26 months. I'm down 127 pounds. Well, fantastic. Just switched to actual Wegovy, 2.4 milligrams, and it's so much smoother. Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, you were on compounded for a good while and switched to the branded and having a little easier time. Well, good for you. That's a fantastic weight loss. BR Gin.
Let's see here.
Has everybody hit the like button? We got a lot of likes. Thanks for hitting the like button. You can also share this video with a friend who might be looking for information on GLP-1s. What are GLP-1s? What do they do? Why do we like them? Well, we haven't said this in a while. Obesity is a disease, and these GLP-1s are a treatment for the disease of obesity. And that was really hard to understand when I first heard that. And it's still a little hard to understand. But when you have the disease of obesity, your body stores food as energy in ways that people without obesity, they don't have that storage problem. So we just have an excess storage problem. Camaro Dust says, you kids are wonderful. Good night. Good night, Camaro Dust. Bitchin' Camaro, I ran over my neighbor. Anthony says, wait, do you guys have downsized bags and JoJo pins at the meetups? Of course we do, no, Anthony.
Not bags, no. We don't.
Yeah, we do. We take the bags.
We don't give out bags at the meetups. We've never done
we
that.
Have. We
Not
have.
sure which one you were at, but all the ones I've been to.
We've given them away at Obesity Week. We've given them away
at conferences, but not
the OAC meetup. Anyway, we definitely have JoJo pin. I think we're running low on JoJo pins.
Yeah, I've got to order. We're going to do a new.
Chinese New Year was yesterday, so we can order stuff out of China now because they'll be back to work hopefully by next week.
A new limited edition JoJo pin coming soon.
Coming soon. Can you put your recipe for Loretta? We just told you he don't got no recipes.
Loretta, I can tell you my recipe is Alton Brown's recipe. If you search
Alton
for
Brown bone broth,
and search for chicken stock, or broth, they're all the same thing. The only difference in bone broth is it cooks longer, but it's the same recipe. And honestly, I think he may have a few things in there that sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. It depends, but it's just bones, onions, carrots, celery, water.
This is why we don't have to
move on.
Yeah. Google Alton Brown chicken stock. Yep. Stanley Tokars. I'm down 55 pounds now on 7.5 Zepbound. I'm going to think that's what that says. And got BMI down to 24.8. Good for you. Normal body weight. How important is the BMI number? It's not important. It is only a screening tool that compares your height and weight. It's just a screening tool. It's not even a good one. It was developed for white male soldiers, like in a war. Like it's not.
In Belgium, I think.
Yeah, it's not. It's just a screening tool. So, take that.
I've done a couple
for
of videos.
worth.
There's some other more elaborate ways to set measurements like that involve waist circumference and other things that work a little bit better. I wouldn't worry. You're well within a healthy BMI.
Yeah, usually we're looking at 27 or less as a healthy BMI. So, Arnold Schwarzenegger, the big muscly guys would be classified as obese per the BMI chart. So, it doesn't take into account your body composition, if you're male, female, African-American, male from Belgium, any of that stuff. Just a screening tool. El Shep RTR. I just celebrated my Tirzepatide, down 80 pounds. I commented on your live last year when I began my journey. I can't believe I have made it to this point. Well, that is fantastic. I'm glad you're still with us. Awesome. Down 80 pounds in a year is fantastic. So you're right there in the average weight loss. Hey, Mounjaro Journey with Pam. Enjoying the book club with Enough and video with friend at the gym wearing weighted vest. I can start wearing mine again now that I've healed from abdominal surgery. Okay, well, awesome. We did a interview with Pam, and she's got a YouTube channel, Mounjaro Journey with Pam. You guys can check that out. Vera says Zepbound at $199 would be a dream. Right, Vera?
So, Vera, I think the challenge is, although we get stuck on cash prices around here, the real goal is not the cash price. The real goal is to get insurance to cover these things, such that you're paying whatever your $25, whatever your. No, I think it will come, and as the cash price comes down, that will just open up more insurance to cover it. And I think as we see Lilly launch additional drugs, or orforglipron, and then 2027 retatrutide, and they have a portfolio of products. They're more likely to adjust pricing because they're trying to get everybody, right? They want to have a drug that's available for all 74% of America to use.
Right now they got the one.
And right now they have the one, and they're winning. So they don't really have
We're number one. We don't care what the price is.
I mean,
we're going to take all your
money.
Right
now, if you go back and listen, we did the news numbers, and I won't get them exactly right, but I think they've got about 60% of the total obesity market right now. They're winning. And like 30-40% of that is a cash market. So there's no incentive for them to bring the price down right now. But as they release new drugs and they've got more, and as more competition comes online, it'll adjust. And I think they're paying attention to that oral. The oral Wegovy start was really strong, as I knew it would be. It's making the market bigger.
Yeah, take a pill, lose 15% of your body weight. Sign me up. Like, why? 75% of America has, or 74% of America has overweight or obesity. Who, if you can afford $149 a month to take a pill to lose 15% of your body weight, would you do it? Of course you would. Who wouldn't do it? Like,
Sheila says, I have UHC. My pharmacy is Express Scripts, which is the RX insurance. They pay for my Zepbound, which leaves me a balance of $215.48 to pay out of pocket. When Eli Lilly applies their savings card, my balance is $115. Anyone cheaper? So there are people paying as little as $25. The problem is all of those numbers are dependent on your insurance and what Lilly then covers, and there's no way for you to impact it. If you're getting it for $115, that's a great price.
You fill that script every 21 days like clockwork.
So would it be nice to be cheaper? Yeah, but unless you got a new job with different insurance, and even then the insurance could change, it's highly unlikely
that's a great price
that it's going to change.
Duclons, did it? My weight went up for 2 straight weeks, and to add to my dismay, oh no, I accidentally spilled half of my dose while taking my shot last week. But this week I lost weight. I don't know. Yeah, all right. Well, you always make sure you're wash your hands, get out your everything, sit down at your kitchen table or at some table, and you got to be very methodical. Read your instructions, read all your stuff, and spilled half your dose. That sucks for sure. But yeah, just keep going. You'll get there. Just keep going.
Roll Tide. Sure.
RTR.
Eli Lilly's savings card went down last year. I paid $50.23 this year is more. The problem is because there's not enough transparency. It maybe the savings card went down. You don't really know what the pharmacy, what the other players are paying for it. And it's really dependent on the number behind the scenes that you don't have access to.
Yeah, so we have health insurance. It does not cover any obesity drugs or medications, right? So there's I have the savings card, the Eli Lilly savings card you can get online. So for my daughter, I take the savings card and my health insurance to Walgreens, and with that, I can get Zepbound for $499. Last year, it was $650. So my insurance covers nothing. So the year before that, it was $550. So they've been like doing some weird things with it. Not weird. They've been playing with the price of the savings card. Right now, it's $499. If you have commercial insurance that doesn't cover weight loss medications, that's what I pay. That's what most people will probably pay. So if you're paying $50 or $119, I think you said.
It's still not cheap, but that's a good price.
It's still not cheap, but that's a really good price. And that means you have really good insurance, and it's helping to cover your medication. Mm-hmm. I know it's hard when it goes up, when you're used to paying $50 and now it's $119
extra a month. Yeah.
Well, I mean, nobody has, it's just
the fun part at
you have to
the fun part at $115.
That's why I'm on compounded.
And I think Sheila Bell says she's just starting. Once you get onto the medication and you're on it a few months, you'll discover that your food bills are going to go down. You will eat less, particularly eating out. Yeah. There's a lot. So I would guess you'll probably make up for the. I don't know that anybody ever made up for $1,000, but $115, I bet you do.
I mean, I know budgets are tight, and it can be a struggle. I mean, I get it. It's a lot. It's a lot of money that we're paying for these medications, and that's why we're so. We say all the time, Eli Lilly, lower your price. We need lower prices. Like, we're big advocates for lower prices, and we hope they will come down eventually, but I know we struggle to afford them today. Ride It Out says, VA doctors harped on me for years that I was borderline pre-diabetic. Then GLP-1 became an option and crickets. Then no mention of pre-diabetics.
Well, the challenge of pre-diabetics is it's not an actual diagnosis that really any insurance will cover these medications for. So unfortunately, if you're not type 2 diabetic, it's not gonna cover it.
Right. I think you were pre-diabetic.
That was creeping
right
the edge.
Creeping up that way. And we've heard people that are type 2 diabetics. I'm thinking of Mike on a Mission say, I was lucky because I had type 2 diabetes, which is a terrible thing to say, because then my insurance covered my medication. So, Shannon says, love your show. I've been on Tirzepatide compound since July 2025 and have lost 50 pounds. My pharmacy has offered multi-dose pen at the same price. I've never been on a pen. Is it benefit? Well, the pen.
The multi-dose pens are, if you can get them. I mean, I think they're interesting. This is the multi-dose, I assume, which you may have Ozempic or Wegovy, but essentially this is
Tirzepatide compound.
Yeah, this is the.
Your pharmacy offers a multi-dose pen of Tirzepatide. Is there a multi-dose pen of Tirzepatide?
Not that I'm aware. Maybe she's overseas somewhere. I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah. I don't know.
Let's assume you're talking about branded, because I don't know about what your compounding pharmacy is doing with it. I've never seen pens in compounding pharmacies. Mm-mm. On the branded side, when you go from the vial to this, for instance, when we travel, I would love to have this. This has 4 doses in it, and I don't have to take needles. I don't have to take the vial. That's not going to break. There's a lot of reasons to do this. These also have a significantly longer bud date.
Well, when you say this, it's a multi-dose pens.
Yeah, this
for Zepbound are not currently available. You can get a multi-dose pen
they will
for
be
Ozempic
in the next few days.
Right. Yeah. I mean, they're coming out. Well, I think her question is there a benefit vial versus pen?
That's why I was talking about that. Yeah.
It's just this. I mean, this is easier to inject. You just go click, 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 and done. You don't have to draw out medication. You don't have to look at units. It's you don't even have to look if you don't want to with the needle in the vial.
And this is what the
Zepbound
multi-dose pen would look like.
involved.
There's 4 doses in here. You dial in your dose. Easy to travel with, long bud dates.
But we don't have it available yet.
But it will be available in the next few days. So it may actually be appearing in her pharmacy's stuff already.
Maybe.
Yeah. All right. What time is it?
9:25.
9:25
p.m.
It is time for me to call it quits, I think. All right. Debbie says, thanks for all you share.
Hi, Debbie Mesmer.
All right. Well, there's 291 people out there and 254 likes. Thank you very much. So if you haven't already, make sure you take a moment to like and subscribe. If you haven't booked the cruise, go book the cruise. Goal is to get 100 folks on the cruise with us. It's a great time. We hang out. We eat dinner together. We'll film some videos. We'll do meet and greets, do all kinds of fun stuff. You'll get lots of fun Downsized swag as well. So lots of cool things going on. Go to our website at thedownsized.org.
Thedownsized.org. We also have an Amazon store at thedownsized.org. You can check out my favorite GLP-1 products and books. If you don't have your copy of Enough for my book club tomorrow, you can get a copy for your Kindle or your blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm talking about. Okay. Also, you can sign up to be on the Downsized Dish. If you'd like to come on our show and tell us your story, you can click on the Downsized Dish tab, fill out a form, and we can get you going with that.
Yep.
I feel like I'm forgetting something.
Hard to say.
We have an email list. You can sign up for our email list at thedownsized.org. It's in the upper right-hand corner of the web page. People email me all the time. How do I sign up for your email? Well, you found how to send me a message. It's on the upper right-hand corner. You just input your email into the upper right-hand corner at thedownsized.org, and you'll get on our email list. We don't send out a lot of emails, but occasionally we do. So you'll want to keep in touch with us for that. You can follow me as The Downsized on Instagram, on Facebook, on TikTok. I'm also on TikTok as Laraine from The Downsized. We don't do a lot of TikToks, but if you're on those platforms, I think I just said that, but yeah. And I think that's it. So like and subscribe, tell your friends, share this video, and we appreciate you for being here. Thanks.
All right. Thank you very much. We'll see you next week.
Join me tomorrow. Join me tomorrow at 7 p.m. for part 2 of my book club using the book Enough. And we'll talk more about obesity as a disease, how your body stores fat differently when you have the disease of obesity, and why should we be ashamed for treating our disease of obesity? We shouldn't.
And if you didn't make it to the first one, it's okay. You could still go.
Oh, yeah. It's totally fine.
All right.
All right.
See you tomorrow.
Good night. Thank you. Goodbye.
My name is Christopher.
I'm Laraine.
And we are the Downsized.